Hi.
Let's go chat.
Hi.
First time sending a TTS message, feeling kinda shy. Anyway, Ryan is a Dingus Liland partner. Thank you, Evo, love you. Quote 1618 Liland EVO.
Hi. Hi.
Liland Meg Lelandhart.
Okay, dogs, you guys want some treats? You want some treats? These treats come from Carly. Holy shit, Rosie, Carly. What the fuck?
Technology, spaghetti. I don't know anything about this game, but I still can't stay away. Liland partner, Liland Tongle.
Oh yeah, 6 for 6. Oh yeah, 6 for 6. Good doggos. Hello, how are y'all doing? Hello. What a freaking bop. That song's amazing. Welcome to stream. Hi, everybody. Carly has achieved godhood 4 out of the 6 slots for today's great treat race. That shit's crazy. Crazy. One is in the name of Catilla. One of those was Catilla's. All right, I told him. How are y'all doing? Mog Demon has redeemed receive a sub. I got you. Hi, welcome to stream. Hello. Holy shit, it's been too long since I've seen you. It's been like a week, basically. It's been like 6 days. What the fuck? Been too long. Is everyone's pronoun thing broken or just mine? Mine is too. Mog Demon, enjoy the sub. Thank you guys for the sub. Mona, 15 months. Thank you. K-Bell with the 30 months. Thanks so much. Catilla with 16 months. Thanks for your first TTS message. Silburns, 18 months. Thank you. Oh boy, sorry. I got a little cough just a second ago. Tony says, I want to hear all about your skin-tight wetsuit. I'll tell you all about my skin-tight wetsuit. For those of you who missed it, I did my first half Ironman triathlon over the weekend, and I did wear a skin-tight suit the entire time, and that shit did chafe. So I just hit the microphone with my pen. I tried to flip it and catch it, and instead I hit the microphone. So today's stream is going to be a very detailed walk down of every part of my body. I'm kidding. We're going to play Satisfactory. I'm kidding. We're going to play Satisfactory. Is that why you couldn't stream yesterday? You had to ice those thighs? Oh my god, what a week it has been. Holy shit. No, the fucking internet decided to go out right before stream on a week when literally everything is already up in the air. It's crazy. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and just hop into some... Let's just go ahead and hop into some Satisfactory. Because we got some stuff to get going today. Let me get this flipped. Get this set on. Satisfactory. We can chat and play. Play and chat. Hi, Oracle. Hello? Can you guys see me? Okay. All three of my monitors went black. Am I still live? Pterodactyl? Can you hear me? Hello, hello? Good now? What the fuck just happened? An Unreal process has crashed your factory game. We're very sorry that this crash... Oh, boy. I hope that didn't reveal my IP address. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's try it again. This will be fine, right? Pterodactyl. Can definitely see and hear you. Let's try it again. One more time. See if we can open up some Satisfactory. This is what happens when we take a break. PC just decides nope. It's just like not like. In some ways, I'm just not surprised. In some ways, I'm just so not surprised. That right there is exactly how the last week has been, basically. We'll get it figured out. Snoo! How's it going? Thanks for the 16 months. Holy shit. How are you? How are you feeling after your charity stream craziness? How are you feeling? Are you absolutely tuckered out? Are you spent? Are you flying high? I blame Carly's 4-treat record. You know what? That's a great point. I was just looking for a shortcut to blame it on Carly, and I hadn't arrived at one yet. So yeah. Info's fine? Perfect. Thank you. That's good news. Let's see if I can get this thing to open up. Cross your fingers, chat. Keep them crossed. We ain't out of the woods yet. I had a root canal yesterday, so that was fun. Yikes. Oh, baby, we're so back. Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to Standing Desk Satisfactory stream. We're back. We're here. We're going to play some Satisfactory today. We're working on overhauling our entire factory, and I'm also just going to chat with Chad about how they're doing. Chat, how you doing? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been live. I couldn't go live yesterday because of internet issues. I was gone over the weekend, et cetera, et cetera. It's been like probably 5 days, 6 days. This is NPR's Standing Desk. Yeah. You've heard of Tiny Desk. Welcome to Standing Desk. Ascendant Satisfactory. You're not going to tell us about the race? I'll tell you about the race. As long as you aren't bored by it, I'll tell you about it. Yeah, absolutely. It might be a little boring, though. Yeah, I did my first half Ironman this weekend, so... Hero? Chill. Hero has some strong opinions. Did you win? No, I did not win. I got absolutely demolished by a lot of people. The main important thing was that it was really freaking hot. I had a lot of fun though. I had a good race. It was a good fun race. I'm proud of myself. It got very, very hot on the run, and it was a nasty finish to the race. Hero, buddy, chill. Long story short, the swim went pretty well. I didn't drown, which is always a win. And then the bike went really well. And then the run got super hot, and it was like a zombie apocalypse out there. Like, so many people were puking, and it just looked bad. It was ugly. It was real bad. Oh my god. Look at the amount of copper I have in my fucking inventory. With a race like that, you win by finishing? Yeah, you're not incorrect. I was really proud. Like, you know, I had some goals that I hit and some goals that I did not hit. But looks like a couple over there. But I'm happy with the goals that I did hit. It was a good race. It was a good, like, overall, it was a good, really meaningful day. I put in like 14 months of training for this race, so it was really neat to get to the finish line of it. In general, honestly. I told my wife what you were doing, and she had the same reaction as me. Utter horror and exhaustion just imagining it. Wish I got endorphins or whatever from running like you do. I'm here to tell you, okay, hot take. Endorphins. Running. They're real. They're nice. They're etc. They're fine. They're good, etc. Hot take, endorphins aren't why I do it. And endorphins aren't why most people do it, I would say. I would argue endorphins are the smallest part of the like pizza pie of like why I do things like this. I will tell you, in the last couple of months and on Saturday during the race, I had some extra moments to really think about why I do this stuff. Like, why am I doing a race where you swim 1.2 miles, bike 56 miles, run 13.1 miles all at once? Endorphins ain't the reason, I'll tell you that much. Because, frankly, I didn't have a lot of endorphins on Saturday. Mostly I had a lot of overheating. I was shoving ice down my... Tony said I wanted to know about your skin-tight suit and what you wore and all that jazz. And I told him what I did is I got entirely chafed by my entire skin-tight suit. I was shoving ice everywhere, and ice is not great for not chafing. Long story short, I mostly been like I think the reason I mostly do stuff like this is that it gives me a really big sense of purpose. It makes me feel healthy. It makes me healthy. It keeps me healthy. All that jazz. But it also just gives me an enormous sense of purpose. In a funny way, right? Like in a silly way. We're going to get into Satisfactory in like 2 seconds and actually start building stuff. But like running, swimming, biking are the least important things I do every day, right? Like parenting my daughter, being there for my wife, being a good partner for her. Like my job here, frankly, is a silly ass job, and it's still more important than me picking a random distance to go run, swim, or bike or whatever.
Subscriber, welcome to the cult.
This has like actual potential to, you know, entertain people and or interact with them. Snapple Nose, thanks so much for the sub. Thank you for the Prime sub. But it's one of those weird things where I don't know if this is relatable for anybody, but like sometimes the stuff where purpose is obvious can be one of the places where it's hard to stay motivated or think about your your sense of like, when I say purpose, I mean like your sense of like your principles about like why you do things, right? Like parenting my daughter, I don't really have any particularly grand thoughts about wiping her butt when I'm wiping her butt. I'm mostly in just like her butt needs wiped. I'm the person whose job it is to do that. Her stomach needs fed. I'm the person whose job it is to do, one of the two people whose job it is to do that. So I do it. Doing something utterly senseless or like without concrete, I don't know how to phrase it. Like without concrete value. And doing it like quote unquote seriously is really valuable to me because the sense of purpose is like skewed. Like the relationship, right? Like parenting my daughter, there's an obvious purpose to it and like an obvious value in it and an obvious motivation to do it. And so choosing to do it is not really a choice because you do it because you need to, you have to, and you should. Choosing to do something like the half Ironman on Saturday, its value is like not obvious or frankly, debatably, not even real. And so the choice to match it, like the choice to give it, like I've given a lot of effort. I worry that this is not relatable at all and that no one is interested in this, but I'm going to say it anyways because I just kind of realized it on Saturday. And this is like a big moment for me. I've done competitive running and like sports for like 18 years of my life, I think, at this point. 18 years? No, 20 years. And I think part of what it is that like no one's forcing me to do it, and it has no like utilitarian good at the end of the day, minus like my health or whatever, right? And so choosing to take it seriously and do it like aggressively or like with a big sense of purpose is a complete choice. Like no one's pressuring me to do it. No one is saying, hey, you should do this, because it's just dumb. It's just silly. It's really fucking stupid. But over the last like 6 months, I have like 3 times a week I've been doing like heat training sessions. Like I've been dressing up in really, because a lot of the science shows there's really interesting stuff going on with heat training where you put too many clothes on, you raise your core body temperature, your body like basically has an evolutionary response where it increases your blood mass, which then increases your hematocrit, which is aka like how you transport iron through your body. Like I've been like studying swimming form really hard. I've been like investing my time into energy and getting better on the bike, et cetera, et cetera. Like taking care of my like vitamins and my nutrients and my recovery and doing strength work to like make sure that my hamstring doesn't like cause me a problem that stops me from getting to the start line. And that's all fucking stupid. It's all silly. It's all dumb. What good does it provide to anyone? I don't know that it does, but the sense of purpose that I choose to meet it with is really valuable to me. Because then, when I walk away from like an hour spent trying to get better at something that doesn't matter, and I walk away from it engaged and like proud of how I chose to do it, which wasn't half-assed, which wasn't, which on my hard days is like I chose to do it anyways, I think the other stuff for me gets better, gets easier. Gets like more mindful and fulfilled, where it's like, no, I don't have to like wiping my daughter's butt no longer becomes I'm just the person who has to do it because I'm the person whose job it is. It becomes like, no, I can choose to do this in a way. Wiping butt is probably the wrong metaphor to use here, but like I can choose to find value and meaning. The word I'm looking for is meaning. I can choose to find meaning in it. I think if we're looking, I know it's 12:17 and I've been live for 7 minutes or whatever, but like if we're looking for like a big, bold question mark of life right now in 2025, like finding a way to give yourself some meaning is like, maybe important, maybe a little applicable. Anyways, that's my thing. It's overall healthy and theoretically benefiting you physically in the long run, right? Theoretically, yeah, absolutely. But I would also say that's like barely on the piece of pie of why I do it, right? So the endorphins, like maybe they're there. The like health benefits, potentially they're there, although injury is also a risk, especially when you do this stuff hardcore. So that's like, that's debatably, there's some debate there. Definitely I'm healthier. My heart is very healthy, et cetera, but all that shit. And I think the big slice of the pie is like I do it sort of because it's silly and I like taking silly things seriously sometimes. They give me a lot of meaning. It gives me a lot of meaning. Hi, Anna's Montage. Ryan, it's my first time here. I've been watching your Breath of the Wild VODs on YouTube for years. I'm anxiously awaiting any Tears of the Kingdom from you. I know it'll be a while. I'm just slowly dying a little while I wait. Oh, no. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. I do get where you're coming from. It seems like you could apply that to any kind of activity, not just running. So why running? You know what? I'm going to answer that question. But in the meantime, I'm going to go try and find a couple. Rather than stand here and do nothing, I'm going to go try and find some power slugs because I think we're going to need more. That's a great question, Burrito Salad. Why did I choose running? Why does anyone choose anything? I can answer it, but I don't know how satisfying the answer is going to be. Okay, how do we phrase this? So, why choose running? I think possibly because when I was 12, a person in my life who I did not like was trying to get good at running. And so I tried it, found that I was better than she was, and immediately latched on to the big old fuck you of I'm better at this just naturally than you are, and that feels really good. Take this, sit and spin. That's honest to God why I got into running at the very start, right? That's why I got into the running at the very start. My stepmom was trying to run a 5K, and she trained for it, and I did not train for it, and I showed up and I beat her, and I was like a 5th grader. And that was important to me to be petty and to be better. But then I did it because I was good at it, and it feels really good. Like I was, you know, at least a little bit naturally gifted at it, and it feels really good to do stuff that you get praised for, obviously. And I would say, you know, over the last like 20 years, I don't know where the fuck this thing is. I think it's in there somewhere. Is there a cave? Is it the Sam cave? Probably. But over the last like 20 years, that has changed, right? Like my like why do it with running? That has changed. And frankly, it's like faded and then it's come back. It's faded, it's come back. But I think the reason I chose it is partially just like I had a little bit of talent at it and some people praised me for it, you know? It feels good to get things you get praised for. Absolutely. It feels great to get praised for things. It can be, you know, not even a stand-in. It can really be like, it can make you feel valued. Is this just straight down? Where is this shit? I'm in the ass crack of Satisfactory. Oh no, I glitched. Oh boy. I feel like this is how I crash the game for good, right? I don't know. Why have I struck out on both of these power slugs so far? Am I going to die? Am I going to jump down here and die? Probably. It's a game about falling in a hole. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know that there's a I feel like the long story short here is it's funny because I think I don't really talk about this a lot. Like I run or do exercise like basically every single day, and I have for like basically 20 years. And it's really important to me. I care about it a lot for some fucking reason. But I think like a lot of like if you work a job that people are like, you know, you know the same way that like somebody who really doesn't understand your job, whatever it is, they will talk about it in ways that you're just like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Haha, funny joke. I think running is very similarly one of those things for me where people are like, endorphins, and I'm like, yep. And the long and the that's not wrong because there is an endorphin aspect, but also like I haven't thought about endorphins in 10 years. And it probably hasn't been a part of... Oh my god, it's a spider. But I don't really have a chance to think about why that is until a race like this weekend where it sucked ass. I kind of wanted to quit. I kind of wanted to just like take it very easy. And then I kind of partially decided not to, and it went pretty well. Rip me specifically, I guess? No, Tony, you just happened to give me the perfect talking point for it. What I was trying to say was Tony's dumb. I'm just kidding. What I was trying to say is... Oh, no, that's an enemy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, no, I don't even have any ammo. I don't even have any ammo. What's going on here? get this fixed. Let's get some ammo. An interesting way of thinking about value. Doing a certain number of things that matter only to me, no matter what they are, has huge value to me, even as it has dubious value to anyone else or society. And I don't really question that. Yeah. It is interesting, right? Like, I tell you, it has also gotten more interesting since becoming a parent, because part of the reason I think I ended up doing this half Ironman, it's not even part of the reason. It's a big part of the reason, is that, like, in the lead up to us having a baby, I got injured from running. I don't know if I've told this story. Forgive me if I have. I got injured from running, and I was talking to Megan, and I was really, really worried I was going to become a parent, and there was going to be this, like, important thing, my daughter, sucking up a lot of my time and energy every day. And activity, like physical activity, which has always been the thing that, like, keeps me sane and, like, helps me sort out my thoughts and helps me think and helps me feel like myself and helps me, like, those are the other pieces of the pie, right? Like, piece of purpose is one of it, but I don't think about that every single day. Endorphins is a tiny small part. Routine is a tiny small part. We're talking like 2%. Sense of accomplishment is like tiny 2% probably, or something like that. But then, like, the, like, frankly, the, like, mental health aspect of it is I just feel more like me when I've had a run or an exercise that day. That's a huge part of it, etc. And all of that, I was like, if I'm injured and a new parent, there's no way I'm ever going to do any of that stuff, because it just will always be the last priority. And Megan was like, you need to prioritize it, because hi, Hybrid Havoc, how's it going? Because it makes you feel like you. And if it makes you feel like you, it's a good, important thing, because I love you and I want you to feel like you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I started biking and swimming because I couldn't run at the time. But then, over the last year, there have been a million times. Hi, David, how you doing? Where there's been a lot of time where it's like, it feels very selfish to go for a swim when Megan is solo parenting our sick kid, or when we've had a chaotic 3-day stretch and then we have a small 2-hour window to accomplish the things we want to accomplish, and for 45 minutes of that I say, hey Meg, do you mind if I go do this? Like, that feels, it's felt selfish. It probably has been selfish. Etc., you know? So in fact, not only has there been, like, you know, no endorphins, quote unquote, there's also been times where it's like, not only is this, like, silly, it might be actively detracting from, like, a million other things, like my ability to parent. And I justify it, right? I justify it by being like, and I think I justify it accurately, but we'll see. That's a question for Megan on another day. I think I justify it accurately by being like, right, but I'm more myself and I'm more capable to be a present parent and partner, etc. when I've had my 30 minutes or my hour, and a lot of times I squeak that in at 4 a.m. so that I can so that I can have it and still feel like myself, etc. This makes total sense to me at this moment in time. I bet it does, Lambrecht. I bet it does. Where the fuck is this power slug? Are you on top of this thing? Probably, right? Oh, no, I fell. Oh, shit. Ouch. So, I don't know. Welcome to Ryan's Therapy Hour, where I'm just going to talk about stuff like this for a while today. Right there. You gotta stop saying endorphins now. Physical activity is still something I haven't found a good way to balance without sacrificing sleep. Kudos to you for making it work. Kudos to Meg, mostly, honestly. Thank you, though. Long story short, race this weekend went really well. It was meaningful to me, which I think is about the most you can ask. I mostly made myself proud, which I think is about the second most you can ask. Time to figure out what's next. He says, as if he doesn't already have a race on the calendar in 15 weeks that he is now immediately thinking of training for. Yeah. Hi, Luke. How's it going? Ah, you motherfucker. I'm glad it was meaningful. I'm glad you're proud to have completed it. Thanks, Joyce. This is funny. You know what I was thinking this weekend as well? I was also thinking, what am I going to tell Chad about this race? There it is. On Monday or Tuesday, whenever I go live. First off, it's Wednesday. What a week it's been. And second off, my first thought was, I don't know that I even will talk to him about it. Because I tend to not, like, I talk about running on stream. But I tend not to, like, talk about it a ton. Partially because it just feels so personal that, like, partially because running is fucking boring. I talk about coaching cross country way more than I talk about running, because coaching is interesting. Running is fucking boring. Second off, it also just, like, feels so weirdly personal. Not in a way that I, like, want to avoid talking about it, but just in a way that it's like, how do I talk about it? Is it weird and parasocial that I'm proud of you too? Because I am. No, it's not weird at all. Thank you. I feel very honored by that. Especially because fans of the stream will remember that in like April I did part of this on stream, and I ran like part of a half marathon on stream after swimming and biking a bunch, and that went pretty badly. This one went way better. So that's good. Very good. What makes you like running if you think it's boring? Oh, I don't actually think it's boring. I think other people think it's boring. I think they're also probably right for them. I think, for me, running is not boring. I think running is boring for other people, and I think they're right to think that. Like, give me a 30 minutes in a PowerPoint presentation, and I could convince you of things that are not boring about running. Absolutely. About like running as a sport that you could follow, like Olympic style. About running as a hobby. I'm not saying I could convince you to go for a run, but I could convince you that it's a worthwhile pursuit for other people to do, etc. Like an interesting thing. I think kind of like anything, it is interesting. If you look closely enough at the details. Like nearly anything, if you look closely enough at the details, it's interesting. But I do sort of work in an entertainment industry, and I don't think running is entertaining for most people. Coaching is interesting. Coaching has interpersonal stuff. That's why I talk about coaching all the time, because it is, I think, interesting. When are we having the PowerPoint party, Ryan? Chat, if you wanted to create a 10-minute PowerPoint presentation, 10 minutes on a topic of your choosing, I have two questions for you. One, would you present it on stream? AKA just get in a Discord call and share your screen. You don't have to share your camera. Yes or no? Y or in chat. Topic is basically of your choosing with potential, as long as it doesn't affect TOS, qualifications. Literally smarty pants? Exactly. Second off, how long would you need to prepare your PowerPoint? How long do you want? How long would you need? Why did two different people type M in chat? Did I say Y or in chat? Y or M in chat? Like a month set up, a week? I can't hold presentations. I can only rant spontaneously. Oh, you wouldn't have to hold a presentation. You just have to give one. And frankly, you wouldn't have to give anything. No. Where is this shit? Oh, no. I don't think it's down here. Oh, it's over there probably. Fuck. First off, I think you probably could surprise yourself. I think if you practice for a presentation, you could probably give one. It's just a rant that you have sort of streamlined. That's it. It's a rant where you've removed a little bit of the improv from it. Also, MK says, I can create presentations like a pro. We can team up. I did M for maybe because I'm too scared of commitment. I love that. So I'm hearing... What just happened? What just happened? Did you fucking knock me off the edge? You piece of shit. Die. 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 They tried to kill me. They nearly did kill me. Yeeted me into the... There's another one. There's a fucking another one. Are you kidding me right now? I will end your bloodline. I will end you. You're dead. 2 times in a row. It's literally just vibing? No! Is he bugged? He's just sitting there while you shoot him? No, he's dead. He's dead is just his body. These are his remains. His body kind of glitched into a weird... Yeah. I was just shooting a dead body. Anyways, I was looking over to see how long you... 24 hours, a week, a month. I think we lean towards like a week. I think we lean towards a shorter period of time. Hold up, let me look at the calendar. I think we should do it. I think we just pull the trigger. I think we should do it. Okay. Stay tuned. You gonna do a stream where people come in and present random topics? Yeah, stream where people basically sign up for a slot. And they have 10 minutes, but it's very limited on time. So you gotta make it like 10 minutes to present their basically their hot take. If you haven't seen Smarty Pants on Dropout, it's basically that. Hi Mars, how's it going? Mars is tuned. Staying tuned. Mars is tuned. Okay. How many do I have? Not a ton, but while we're here, let's get a couple more. While we're here and getting our chats out. Getting the yaps out. I could do a fun one or just something work-related that would be the most boring thing ever. I would lean towards fun, but... I think there's also real value to the, like, I took a boring thing and I made it the most interesting thing ever. As long as you feel confident in doing that. I could do one about taxes. I know I've said this a million times, but I'm like truly a real believer that, like, in the details of almost anything is something very, very, very interesting. I'm sure somewhere in the details of your tax job, I'm going the wrong way, but oh well. We'll find a different one. I don't know if the world is ready for my hot take. Uh-oh. Day's going all right so far. Not much going on. How's stream? Stream's good. Stream's good. Glad to be here today. Thankful for the chance to go live. Thankful for the chance to see these smiling, beautiful faces in chat. Most of them anyways. Podcast 99% invisible, cover stuff like that. Yeah! I haven't listened to that podcast in forever. Holy shit. Where is this? You can see our faces? Not most of you, but I can see yours, Mars. It's getting closer when I go up. Okay, that's good. But it's on top of that. Ryan will ban me forever? Uh-oh. Ikelos, can I ask vaguely what topic you're... Now I'm nervous. I'm nervous about your topic. I can talk about knitting, honeybees, or the home buying / selling process. Pierre could talk about Honda elements or locksmithing for hours. That's not good. There we go. Who the fuck is Pierre? Oh no, I fucked it again. Go up this direction. Sorry guys, I didn't expect to get into stream, and I really expected to pop into stream and immediately focus on my factory. Instead, I got really distracted by good conversation about the race this weekend, and then hot take, Ryan shouldn't play video games that don't interest me. Zelda only channel. I don't know that that's a particularly hot take. I think the temperature on that one is honestly pretty lukewarm, Ikelos. I think you'd really have a pretty receptive audience for it. I think you've got a whole crowd of people who would be willing to follow you onto that hill. Oh fuck, spiders. Pexy would be furious about the Zelda only part. Right, but Pexy would agree with the Ryan should only play the games I like part. Where is this thing? It's up there. I see it now. Ah! Nope. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Please land it. Please. Nailed it. Pierre has a Honda Element with over 500,000 miles on it. Still his daily driver. Hot take things should be more like I prefer them to be and less like I don't prefer them to be. That's so accurate, Lambrecht, because I don't think that other people should eat their ice cream warmer than the default ice cream state. But I do very firmly believe my life would be better if ice cream came served to me slightly warmer than its current state. I don't need to judge or police your ice cream eating habits. I'm just interested in maximizing my enjoyment. Ryan, shut the fuck up right now. I love you, Mars. 360, by the way. 360. Whee! That one's for Evo's motion sickness. Oh! What just hit me? What just hit me? Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. I don't know where you went. There's another one of these somewhere. Right here? There. What the fuck does current state mean? I don't know, man. I didn't really define it very well. Basically, I think I should probably turn the temperature up a little bit on our freezer at home. It's just a little too chilly. Ryan, is this information supposed to be hot takes or just sharing information about a passion of ours? So I think we should learn from Smarty Pants here and the TV show by the streaming service Dropout, which you can subscribe to for $6.99 a month, $5.99 a month. No, this is not an ad. Yes, I wish it was. I think your luck at holding an audience is going to be better if you phrase it in hot take form. But I think you're basically looking for a sneaky way to get your passion into our attention spans. My husband microwaves his ice cream. It's a miracle we're still together. How long does he microwave his ice cream for? because I've seen and heard this method, and I have not done it, but I'm very tempted. Is it like 3 seconds? 7 seconds? I think anything longer than 10 seconds, and your husband might be a psychopath. Less, I'm on board. Do a clickbait YouTube video title with mild take designed as a hot one. Absolutely. And frankly, you're just looking for a way to info dump about your topic, but you want to take into, consideration that you have a captive audience. And ideally a captive audience that would probably like to be entertained, prefer to be entertained. $30 seconds? Okay, that's fucked up. I don't know if your husband knows who I am, but probably not, because most people don't. But you have my permission to say the very, very modestly sized YouTuber, Little Indigestion, thinks you're off your rocker for that one, bud. Excuse me, why can't I fucking... Ah! Ah! I'm gonna drown? I did it. I've been lurking, but that brought me out of lurk. 30 seconds is too much. What is the ideal? And don't say 0. If your answer isn't 0, what is the ideal length of time to microwave your ice cream? Only microwave to make it soft enough to scoop out if it's too hard? I think it's a step past that. I think it's a tiny step past that. I think it's a step towards, like... Scooping. First off, you've absolutely hit us with the big problem with ice cream being too cold, which is that it is hard to scoop. And I don't want to work for something as pleasurable as ice cream. I want it to be a pure, positive sensory experience. I don't want my hands to be cold from having to scoop that shit out for too long. I don't want my arms to be sore, or my wrists to hurt from scooping too hard. I don't want my teeth to hurt from the ice cream being too cold. Put the spoon in the hot water. We have the hot water. We have the fancy spoon. I'm telling you, ice cream can still be too cold. Ah! Every time. Every time I don't look at the screen for like 5 seconds. Because here's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm saying the way you eat ice cream is wrong. I'm saying I enjoy it more, slightly warmer. Can we really even argue about that? You tell me why I am wrong for enjoying ice cream at the temperature I enjoy it. Yes, I'm employing the exact opposite of the... yes, I should take my own lesson into account when I just talk shit about Snapple's husband. But listen, I'm a streamer. I can have it both ways. I can be the straw man and shoot down the straw man at the same time. Ryan's so fragile he can't even use a spoon without breaking a fucking bone. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. I am fragile. Oh, shit! I am worth protecting. I'm a fragile little snowflake. I have the wrists of a sickly Victorian child. We get it out of the freezer and leave it out for 5 to 10 minutes, then scoop. Patience is a virtue. Sorry. You should fucking die. Oh my god, good hit. Good hit. Please die, please die. The real question is, does Meg agree with you? I don't know, and one of the real absolute losses of Meg starting her new job is that I can't ask her. She no longer has the possibility of looking at her phone as often, which really sucks, because right now I could ask her. If she worked her old job, I could ask her, and she would probably respond in the next 20 minutes, and right now she can't, so he's just a little guy. I'm just a little guy. Sounds like you want soft serve. I do not want soft serve, because soft serve is bad. I'm doing my best to continue to get power slugs, by the way. I know it looks like I'm just distracted. Okay. I realize now that you actually said that. You said you want soft serve, but with more flavors. That's kind of the problem. I think soft serve flavors are not great. That's kind of the problem. What the fuck is this doing all the way up here? Can I stand on top of you, please? Oh my god, I can. Soft serve is the best way to eat ice cream? I would say soft serve is the best way to eat dog shit ice cream, yeah. I'd rather, like, if you're making soft serve, which I think we have to agree is, like, chemically different than, like, hard ice cream, right? If you're making soft serve is probably the right way to eat it. Soft serve is ice cream with extra air. Gelato is ice cream with extra fat. Both make it softer and easier to eat. Okay, I know I'm probably wrong, but doesn't it also just feel like soft serve is worse ice cream? Like, and by that I mean, like, I don't know, cheaper ingredients or, like, less interesting things involved in it. It's just like the base ice cream. It's like vanilla ice cream minus flavor and, like, probably good ingredients. And minus chunks of anything interesting. Or chocolate minus anything interesting. It feels like I know that's like probably not the scientific way to say it, but, like, that's how it feels, right? Soft serve is worse ice cream. That's true. Yeah. So I don't know, but I do love the like. I love the consistency. I think the consistency is a positive. I don't know that the temperature is always a positive, but I do think it probably tends to be a little bit warmer than hand-dipped hard ice cream, which is pretty damn cold. Also, I did work at an ice cream shop, and I had to put the... I'm pretty sure soft-serve ice cream machines just take, like, basically like a cream or like a milk. Like a bit, imagine this, a big plastic, goopy bag of, like, milk, basically, cream/milk, that you gotta, like, it's way too heavy, first off. You gotta pop the top off. You gotta unscrew, like, figure out the way to open it, and then just, like, glug, glug, glug this like, camelback of liquid into a machine that then turns it into the ice cream. None of that makes me feel more interested in having soft serve. Also, show of hands, have you ever had homemade ice cream? Did Luke get Wait, did Luke get timed out for supporting me? Luke says I'll not stand for supporting Ryan's lunacy. Sorry, Luke. All right, Tony. All right, goodbye to you as well, then, I guess. Some not soft serve is dog shit. So, wait. Say that again. Some not soft serve is dog shit? Some normal ice cream is dog shit? Yeah, absolutely. I get that, for sure. But I feel like soft serve is, by default, probably slightly shittier ice cream, right? Ryan reading my thing out of context? Some things never change. You hit me, but I got the thing, so... My friend just got an ice cream maker for her birthday. Oh, yeah, I forgot to ask about that. Dude, homemade ice cream, if you haven't had it, that shit'll change your life. You know what else is great about homemade ice cream? Very often, guess what? It's warmer and it's softer than your hard dip ice cream. If you're like, I like soft serve ice cream because it's soft and it tastes delicious. Guess what? You actually just like the soft and deliciousness of homemade ice cream. And soft serve happens to be a convenient way for you to get it. Soft serve is dog shit. Homemade ice cream is the top of the tier list. I'm about to get killed, despite the fact that I was in the pause screen. Apparently mods can be timed out. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Oh, shit. I forgot if you do that, it unmods. Sorry, Tony. Welcome back. Fuck. Skip regular ice cream homemade. Go for custard. Better. Barely more work and way better, but it is more work. Wait, you unmodded me on accident as part of timing you out. I'm sorry. I will just say, I think Tony has a work call. Bye, Tony. I think homemade ice cream is the best of both worlds. It's the best. So if you've never made homemade ice cream, first off, they have different ways to make it. They have some that are electric, which I don't stand by because I was born in the middle of fucking nowhere in the country, and the ones we had were hand cranks. We had hand crank homemade ice cream machines. And so that's the way that I'm loyal to. You get a bucket. You put salt in the bucket. You put, like, some sort of cream, but not disgusting cream in a disgusting bag. I think you probably add something else that I don't remember to it. And you put it in a cylinder around which you pack ice. And then you spin, you crank the cylinder for like half an hour. Now, granted, that is way too much work for ice cream. And I was on the record earlier saying ice cream should be less work, not more work. But you don't understand. It's really good. I think it's underneath somehow, which does not make sense to me. You add sugar. That's what it is, sugar. Ryan, how do you feel about milkshakes? I fucking love milkshakes. I especially love a milkshake if it is made from hard ice cream and a little bit of milk. Because guess what? Then it's just softer and a little bit less cold. I don't know. How do you feel about milkshakes, chat? I think milkshakes are great. I think milkshakes are like... I don't think they replace hard ice cream or ice cream generally in every situation, but I think they're a great replacement in a lot of situations. Milkshakes are perfection. I think it's true. I think milkshakes might be perfection. Well, maybe homemade ice cream is perfection. Milkshakes are a close second. I guess soft serve is used for milkshakes in most contexts. So I think you are probably... Okay. Let's break down your comment. Soft serve is used for milkshakes in most contexts. Soft serve can be used for milkshakes, depending on the place you get the milkshake from. However, I don't know... I guess most, if you mean like most of the milkshakes eaten every day are using soft serve, yes. I know you work at Red Robin. Mona did work at Red Robin. I hear you. So I'm thinking like what I'm saying is like fast food restaurant, you're definitely getting soft serve ice cream, 100%. Megan and I both worked at local ice cream shops, ice cream stands. Neither of us use soft serve ice cream for our milkshakes. I also think probably most of the best milkshakes don't use soft serve. Because it is inferior ass ice cream, for sure. But it is easier and cheaper, which is, you know... in some situations, preferred. For instance, if you are the owner of an ice cream shop and you need to make profit. Malts over milkshakes for what it's worth? That's a hot take. That's a spicy hot take. Malts over milkshakes for what it's worth. Damn. I don't agree personally, but I admire the preference. And I'm also I'm partial to being convinced of this opinion because my stepdad really, really loved malts. And so I have a soft spot in my heart for malts. Even though I don't like them particularly, I do like people who like them. And I will occasionally get one just because it helps me remember him. Malts are good in that way. I worked at a Red Robin years ago, Mars said. When I worked there, it was still a great place to work. I got to see the downfall, though. The downfall of Red Robin. Please, somebody do a 10-minute presentation on the downfall of the American fast food restaurant Red Robin. You have my attention for 10 straight minutes. Please include all of the juicy drama. I'm so fucking in for that presentation. I'm so in. If you need to workshop your ideas past me, I will provide you with titles, working titles. I'm so in for the downfall of the beloved fast food restaurant Red Robin. I'm so in.
Still subscribing to that dingus. I see Leland Hart Leland HYPE.
Hi, hello. How's it going? Still subscribing to the dingus. Thanks for the 31 months. How are you, hello? Now I want to get ice cream. WTF? Now me too. Now I want ice cream as well. Are you winning yet, Ryan, or are you still working on your spaghetti build? Honestly, I've spent about an hour, probably not quite an hour, but about an hour running around doing kind of nothing. I say nothing. I've been mostly chatting and collecting a resource which I definitely do not have enough of. Power shards. And frankly, kind of avoiding doing the actual work of building our factory. It's been fun, though. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm going to put myself at about 500 homing rifle ammo, and I think I will work towards home while still getting a couple more power shards. Homing rifle supremacy, by the way. This gun is amazing. This ammo is good. I already had ice cream today. New Englander Flex. Now I want to make my kids milkshakes this afternoon. Here's a question for you. What food item expresses the most love for you personally when it is made for you by someone else? I think my answer is that's why I'm talking about it. I think my answer is milkshake. Megan occasionally will make me a milkshake. And in those moments, I don't know that she's ever made something for me food-wise that makes me feel more loved. Does that make sense as a question? What food item, when made for you specifically, makes you feel specifically the most loved specifically? Chicken and dumplings, mac and cheese, good curry. Just a cup of coffee. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Where the fuck are we? We need to go southwest. I think is unfortunately kind of the direction we came from. We'll go a little further west on the way back. This gonna work? It did not work. Sharing a root beer float with family. Oh my god, don't get me started. Oh, I found one. Don't get me started on root beer floats. Here's made me homemade soft pretzels once. I felt very special. Reload, 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 reload. Please, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to Cheers. Coffee, really? Like 3 people answered coffee / cold brew. Interesting. My root beer float is your malt. You're a huge root beer float fan. That's fair. I think my take on root beer floats, not that anyone asked or needs my take on root beer floats, because Jesus Christ, what a world we live in. But such is the job of a content creator. I've never really understood them. They feel a little like medieval. Like a root beer float to me feels like a suit of armor does. It's like medieval in a certain way. I'm taking damage from somewhere. I don't know where. Like, I'm sure there was a time in history when this was like the height of fancy. Or like the This made a sense. This was had a novelty to it that I don't currently see. Like in a world of blizzards from DQ, fuck. Like, I feel like a root beer float has sort of lost its staying power, right? Root beer floats have too much going on. They need to pick a lane. Now that's interesting too. Hot take, I prefer Coke floats. I also prefer Coke floats, and I only barely prefer them to root beer floats, which I don't prefer to anything. But sell me on a root beer float. I don't really, like... I recognize I'm probably not the ideal audience here. Is there a nostalgia factor for people? Is it pure nostalgia? Or is it like Dr. Pepper, which is like... That also has like an ancient time period, ancient time period that it is like referring back to, but still delivers like a flavorful, a unique and interesting flavor experience that is worth it to people, even in the year of our Lord 2025. Nope, see ya. Does that make sense as a question? I don't even really get the appeal of root beer. Excellent point. For me, they were the ultimate treat that I was lucky to get whenever we went out to eat. They were so, man, does it really just all come back to that always? That's the entirety of my love for Pokemon right there. It's like, it was a thing that I yearned for when I was a child, and therefore eventually getting it when I was an adult was, you know, I just kept seeking it. Or really a slightly older child, I guess. I don't think I ever had a root beer. What makes it special? It has... Is bitterness the right word, chat? I think root beer has like a bitterness to it. Which is weird. But I think in a environment of way too much sweet that is like most of the the Coke world. I don't know how to describe that flavor. You and me both, brother. I don't know either. Also, I didn't even read who said that message, so I used brother in the gender neutral cult way there. I hope I didn't. For me said it. Brother in the way that we are all brothers in this cult. Root beer is also uncaffeinated. That's true. That's true. I think if I had to describe root beer, I would say it has like a bitter, stale taste to it, which is not a positive description, but it is a positive drinking experience, I think. Mostly, overall. A&W over Barks root beer? I don't really remember. I don't really remember which one I liked. Root beer is root beer, and I don't know how else to describe it. So it's like Dr. Pepper in that way. Like, Dr. Pepper is that way for me. It's like, I don't know how to describe that shit. And Dr. Pepper has leaned in and been like, we got 23 unique flavors or whatever, you know? Root beer tastes like Abraham Lincoln looks. That's definitely accurate. I don't know what it means, but I do know that it is true. Root beer tastes like Abraham Lincoln looks. Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry? Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with you. Chat, does Dr. Pepper taste like cherry? Y or N in chat? I don't think so. I think cherry Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry. Dr. Pepper tastes like... It does have a fruity something to it. To me, it has like you put 20 mixed fruits in a tub, stomped them all together, and then let them rot for just a second. That sounds bad, though, but it is good. It sounds bad, but it is good. Then you let them sort of like mix and everything for a while. I realize that just sounds fucking terrible, but... Get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. Cherry might be one of the 23 flavors, but it's not predominant. I can see cherry as like 100% something sort of adjacent, though. But I just wouldn't feel comfortable signing my name to like Dr. Pepper tastes like cherry. I think I'm too French for this conversation. Cherry is 100% one of the 23 flavors. It's not debatable. Do we know what the 23 flavors are? Did we already talk about this week's Game Changer? No, we have not talked about this week's Game Changer. We need to. I watched it last night and lost my mind. What an amazing episode. Hi, Del. How's it going? I think the thing you identify is prune. Oh. Okay, we're going to talk about the most recent Game Changer episode. We're going to do it with very, very, very minor spoilers. If you haven't seen the most recent Game Changer episode, that's on you. You might want to leave for like 5 minutes. We will limit our conversation to like 5 minutes. Don't they also make cherry Dr. Pepper, though? They do. Exactly. Which to me tastes very, very noticeably different than another Dr. Pepper, but... I don't think cherry is like wrong necessarily for Dr. Pepper. It just doesn't feel right either. It feels like I'm looking for a synonym. I don't know. Gonna go for a swim, BRB. Sounds good. I love that Brennan has decided to follow his true passion in life. That episode was amazing. I hope they come back to this format as its own like variety show in the future. This is 100% a format I could see happening for like an episode a season for a couple seasons. I think that'd be amazing. We also definitely just need more shark content, right? Like, the best part of that episode, the worst part of that episode was that we barely got to spend any time with 3 very smart producers doing the like shark type part of the episode, right? I love Reka, Trap, and Jordan are 3 of the like smartest people on Dropout in that way, and I was like, I could just listen to them debate the utility of a quote-unquote product for so long. Yeah. And like get invested or divested, etc. Thoughts on Paul's snakeskin bit? Disgusting or satisfying? I think satisfying. I think really satisfying. I wanted so much more D20 on a bus. I was really hoping we'd get an hour-long episode, but I also think they edited it perfectly down in terms of like the way that you fit it into like a minute-long post or whatever. To me, the winner of the episode, I think they may be the eventual winner of the episode. Jordan and the breast milk test was truly the most stunning thing I have ever seen on live television. It wasn't live, of course, it's barely television, but I cannot believe when I realized what Lily and Izzy were proposing, I lost my shit. When I realized that Jordan was immediately going to be in, I lost my shit. When I realized that Jordan was amazing, I lost my shit. We got so many power shards from this. Let's fucking go. It was really helpful. I cringed hard. I couldn't. I mean, I had a little bit of I can't look away from this, but I also can't really look at it. But then Jordan killed it. Oh. That's basically just their job at Mythical. So, as a person who does not know Jordan from Mythical at all, what is Jordan's role at Mythical? Have you tried Meg's breast milk? I have not, and I will not. No judgment to anyone. I will not be drinking breast milk in my life. I only know Jordan from like a little bit of Gastronauts, a little bit of Dropout, like Game Changer, and that's it. And I think they're great. But I have also seen some clips of Jordan's podcast. 80 power shards. Let's fucking go. Okay. Now, we've got power shards. It is time to get back to overhauling the entire factory. So, in case you missed it, last time on Indigestion Plays Satisfactory. Our whole factory is fine. It makes every item, but it makes them wildly out out of ratio or like not up to par. We need to be making like 100 of this item per second or whatever. And we're just not doing that. Partially because like this, for example, heavy modular frames, this is a bad example. Maybe those get plugged into adaptive control units, but we're not making enough of these to make this machine run. This machine gets plugged into this machine. We're not making enough of either this floor or this floor to make this floor run well. We're overhauling the entire factory to try to make the upper term products, like the upper limit products, run more often and faster. To do that, we basically have to discover all of the weaknesses in our game, in our factory. So that's kind of what we were at last time. I'm gonna go back to where we were. People's reactions have been interesting. People drink breast milk every day, and they fucking pasteurized it. It's amazing. Anyways, we're talking about the Game Changer episode. We will stop in just about 2 seconds, but... Did we do... I guess the short end, let's find the middle ground here on this conversation. Chat, we've talked about it before. Would you drink breast milk, yes or no? There have been a couple changes in the conversation since the last time we had it. Would you drink breast milk, yes or no? My answer some months ago was no. My answer still is no. I think a lot of people's answer is probably somewhere in the like depends, whose is it, etc. Like, why am I drinking it? Am I drinking it to avoid dying? Am I drinking it, etc., etc., etc.? No, I don't even like cow's milk. Whose is it is funny. I'm not crazy for that, right? I feel like whose is it probably is on the like if you're on the fence, I feel like whose is it is part of why you're on the fence, right? I would try it, but it wouldn't be a recurring thing. I guess it's a whole other conversation if you're like, yes, and I want it to be a recurring thing. All right, we're looking at, I need copper to CB. What was CB again? CB is circuit boards. So we were working on circuit boards, and I think we were adding more copper to CB right here. They got the copper that they need, hopefully. Not only will I drink it, but I'll drink it every day. This all has the copper that it needs. Great. Now over here, we were making automated wiring. We did not power it all up, which is interesting. Did I mess that up? I did. Great. Was this stators? No, this was cable. Oh boy. What kind of combo did I just walk into? What if it's made into ice cream? This kind of combo doesn't even faze me anymore. Basically, here's how I feel. I don't know why I don't have any interest in even trying it. But I have no interest in even trying it. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure I do know why. What was the name of that character in... I don't even know if they had it. I mean, I'm sure they had a name, but I don't think it's a particularly memorable one in Game of Thrones. You know what it is for me? It all comes back to that character in Game of Thrones. That people know what I'm talking about, right? There's like the mom of that prince, and he's like 6, But he's still sweet Robin. Rob, the creepy kid. The fucking creepy kid. I think that's my answer. I think my answer is no for that reason specifically. Okay, I think we actually want to come back to this later and check and see if it is still running at max. You're yellow. Why are you yellow? You are lacking stators. Okay, this was going to be my question is, do we run out of stators? The answer is apparently yes. Oh, he's older than 6? How old is he? I think, like... First off, boobs, natural thing, right? Breasts, natural thing. Breast milk, also natural thing. No reason to feel any weirdness or like... Or even like... shame or anything weird about it. Should be able to breastfeed in public. Should be able to breastfeed in public without getting weird looks. Definitely should be able to breastfeed in public without getting lewd looks. Well, and I'm a huge milk lover, but I'm just not interested in even trying breast milk. Just not even interested in trying it. Didn't Alicia Silverstone breastfeed her kid for way longer than appropriate? I think that's called slander. I don't know who Alicia... I'm just kidding. I have no idea who Alicia Silverstone is, though. In that scene, he's like 12, maybe 8. That's a crazy mom problem more than anything else. Oh, yeah, and I don't blame the very creepy kid. Have you watched The Boys? I have not watched The Boys. Okay, but what if you're thirsty? Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm, like, dying of thirst and that's the only option. But I have a lot of other questions if that's the situation. I don't know. I mean, I would. I just wouldn't be happy about it, I guess. I don't know. So you are currently lacking steel pipe to make the stators that we need. Is that... Oh. Ryan doesn't know who people are, guys. The girl from Clueless. Chat, do you think I've seen Clueless? Yes or no? You can take a vote right now. Have I seen Clueless? Knowing what you know about me. You think I've seen Clueless? This or that, will you rather drink breast milk or urine? I would honestly... I'm not proud of this answer. I think I would honestly probably try my own urine before I would try someone else's breast milk. I don't think that's sensical, logical, normal. But that's just how I feel. I have not seen Clueless, by the way. Yeah, there's no way. I have not seen it. That's worse? I know, but I'm way more familiar with my own urine. I haven't tasted it, but it's like I've seen it every day of my life. Is it going to taste worse than breast milk? Absolutely. I'm not saying my opinion is a good one here. I'm saying for some reason, some back part of my brain applies an okayness to my own piss that does not apply to other people's breast milk. I don't know why that is. You're a real one for that answer? I'm just trying to be honest about if I'm delving into and being fully transparent about my feelings. That's kind of just how I feel. I have an idea for my factory real quick. Give me 2 seconds to talk about it. Here's my thought. I don't want to keep adding stuff on the side of our factory floors because I think it is probably going to eventually be a problem where we don't have a floor to add something to the bottom floor. Like we have to build something on floor 5, but we need it on floor 2, and then the belts run the wrong direction, and then we're out of space on the floors. I don't like that. I'm absolutely 100% considering building right over here a second version of our vertical bus. If this is like New York City, if this is the downtown of our factory, this is the building. This is our Empire State Building. This is our Sears Tower. But I think the skyline could also probably use a second building just used to make intermediate resources that then get plugged into the belt to support the main building. Our skyscraper's so high, we need a second skyscraper to support our first skyscraper. That's the thought I had in the shower. I could use it to build stators, steel pipes, etc. We bring the raw resources in here as much as we can. We shove them in there. That way we don't have to tear stuff down on our bus and to potentially fuck stuff up. We just added into there from the base floor. We can train stuff in, then go. I don't know how much of this we're doing, but quote 1720. What a bad day to be scribed to Little Indigestion on Twitch. I was really looking for sympathy, support, no judgment. I was looking for help, frankly. It was frankly a call for help, and instead I have been absolutely lambasted by my own community. I'll remember this. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll remember this. I also just can't be the only one. Somebody out there is saying, Ryan, thanks for taking a bullet for me. Thanks for being the one who's brave enough to say what we were all thinking. Me and one other person somewhere. Sympathy and support for drinking piss. Why did I ever think this was a safe space? I should have fucking known. We got a bunch of killers in this community who are so willing to leap down my throat about anything I say, to construe it in the worst possible way. Why did I ever think, chat? You want to drink piss all the time? Wow. I had your back on the soft serve thing. I think if I'm being honest, everybody in chat goes, yikes. Ryan, enough honesty for the day. I'm trying to deconstruct my own feelings here. I think it's just the thought, I don't know how to phrase this. If you had to choose between soft serve and piss, I'm choosing soft serve every time, guys. Piss is at basically the very bottom of the list. Oh boy. Sometimes we have a problem on this stream where we get into conversations that are actually too interesting for what I'm trying to do on stream. Sometimes the conversation gets too interesting, and then I'm like, I can't possibly build a factory and sort through my complicated feelings about why I feel more comfortable drinking my own piss than somebody else's breast milk. You know what? Let's put a caveat on it. I'm sure Megan is not, loving this conversation, but she's also not here to hear it. So, and if I felt that it would actually bother her, I wouldn't say it. If somebody put a gun to my head and said, Ryan, here's a cup of Meg's breast milk. Here's a cup of your own piss. You have to drink one. Go. I'm not reaching for my piss. Did you notice the way I phrased that? I couldn't even phrase it as I'm reaching for Meg's breast milk. Why is that? However, if somebody put a gun to my head and said, Ryan, here's your piss. Here's a stranger's breast milk. I'm drinking my piss. And that is my final thought on the matter. I think that's the key, right? I think that's the key. I think it's the strength, it's the familiarity versus the unknown. God, this is wild. I'm sorry. I truly am sorry. I didn't come to stream planning to talk about this shit. I feel like the cup is what makes it weird. What are you drinking? You choose breast milk. What are you drinking it from? I'm drinking it from a cup. What do you want me to say? A sippy cup? Straight from the nip? No, I'm drinking it from a cup like a normal-ass drink. The cup ain't what makes it weird. The cup's what makes it most normal. Think I'm slurping it from the boob? No. Chat says the darndest thing. A mason jar? A mason jar is the funniest thing I've read in the last 2 weeks. A mason jar is the funniest thing. Because the part about that makes it weird, the mason jar might actually be the worst answer, and here's why. It makes it feel granola health adjacent. Like it makes me like raw egg health potion type shit. Is what makes the mason jar the worst. What makes it the worst? Oh. I say this with all due respect. I can't even. Okay. We have to talk about a new conversation, guys. Because I have thoughts on Tony's question, but I'm not going to say them out loud because I fear we may have flown too close to the sun here. I fear we may have Icarused a little bit. I think Mason Jar is the closest we're going to get to a good leaping off place here. And so I think we got to fucking take that exit, okay? Highway's going this way. We could continue at 90 miles an hour, lead foot on the gas, just zooming. And I've got thoughts, and we could follow that highway. But instead, Mason Jar is a place for us to hop off, and I'm swinging the wheel. Incredible, Mars. Incredible. Oh, how dumb of an idea is this? A second bus? Probably a slightly dumb idea, right? I think the important part might actually be where we place it, though. Never have I ever been happier about a meeting. So, anyways, factories. So many people are going to wander into this. I mean, I don't know about so many, but at least a couple people are going to wander into this stream post that conversation. And we're going to have to act normal. I love my job. I love it so much. If we were to build a second factory just to support the first factory, a place to build things like stators, a place to build things like more steel pipe, a place to try alternate recipes without fucking up the first one and changing the like umbrella of like this machine feeds that machine, feeds that machine, feeds the factory, where would we put it? I think, and you'd want to be able to expand it at least a little bit. I think that way facing that way is probably the most natural. I think that's the place. How's this YouTube episode title gonna go? That's a great question. That's a great question, man. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I think we want to avoid, like in the case that this gets really tall, I think we want to avoid that. I think that just basically means right here. Watch him skip this episode? Oh, I would never. I would never. Gotta get that content out, man. All right, vertical bus 1. I'm thinking like right there. Except we would actually want to tear out the floor. Gotta get something out anyways. I have a discussion topic. Who else has watched K-pop Demon Hunters and keeps humming Golden all day? I think my entire D&D party has watched K-pop Golden Hunters. I have not, but I hear it's amazing. Oh, I fell. I fell. I have the wrong. Oh, please, please. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I had the wrong thing on. Quote 4? That was kind of a quote 4 situation, yeah. The wrong jetpack on? Woo. Ryan's not afraid to share, even if he should be. It's good you were able to stay calm. I did my best. Did my best. Okay. So what we're going to do here... Does it feel like a step backwards to be starting a new factory? In the process of this other factory? Maybe? But my hope here is that we have... This actually saves us time and space by giving us a place to build some of the items we need to build. Like right now, we're going to need more steel pipe. We're going to need more stators. I would say stators. The list is probably like stators. Why won't it let me hit enter? Is there no space? Oh, it's already... Oh, okay, because it was scrolled up. Stators. Steel... probably then check on steel pipe. Because we're going to need more. Steel pipe / make more. Then we can check on circuit boards. Go from there. So currently, do we have stators for any alternate recipes? We just have the one recipe. It's steel pipe, and it is copper wire. I guess we could go check our alternate recipes just to check. Hi, Cassie. How's it going? Welcome in. Is it truly a new factory or just an appendage of the whole? An appendage of the whole. All right, let's quickly take a look at our alternative recipes. I don't know that we'll select any of them right now, but I am just going to... think about them for a second. Heavy flexible frame, automated speed wiring. We just built speed wiring, I think. Yeah, we did. This one takes circuit board. No, it takes high-speed connectors, which takes circuit board. That's interesting. Cycled rubber or steamed copper sheet. Instant plutonium cell. Takes non-fissile uranium, which can be made from waste. What is the normal plutonium cell? That actually might be huge. You have to make plutonium pellets, which requires... Wait a second, I think that's fucking huge. Comma, pretty much. Uh-oh. I think instant plutonium cell might basically... It is produced in a particle accelerator. Holy shit. Well, that's not as fun, but... It would require a lot of power. Where's the other thing made? But I think it would also... made in an assembler or a crafting bench. But the plutonium pellets themselves are made in a particle accelerator. So in case plutonium cell is a better... It's one step towards a better fuel rod. However, it would skip the step of having to make plutonium pellets. And all I would have to do is take my waste, combine it with silica. What is this exactly? Silica, nitric acid, and sulfuric acid to make water. So there is a slight output there. We could just sync it. This seems amazing. Okay, I'm going to take that. And I'm going to write this down as a potential solution to our next power problem. We may end up messing with that. Chat, front seat question. Let's see if you guys can agree. Bye, Joyce. If you are a satisfactory knower, front seat question. Scale of 1 to 10. How great is this recipe? I'm selecting it now, so this won't affect my take. My decision. Front seat question is instant plutonium cell like an 8, 9, or a 10? I don't do nuclear, so no idea. Damn it. Heat fused frames. Hazy, 69. Damn it. 69, that's huge. Alternate all-clad casing. So 3 to 2 versus 20 to 15. I don't think I like that. We're going to rescan this one. 8 in my opinion, but with big variance. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that. Chat, front seat, or spoiler chat, if you want to grade me, feel free. I may end up making some decisions here. I think we're going to rescan on recycled rubber and steamed copper sheet. We got rubber concrete and we got aluminum rod. 1 aluminum ingot becomes 7 iron rods. Iron rods are used in rotors, modular frames. Those are basically the only things on the actual bus. Also screws, which are required for some items. To me, that one seems useful. Rubber concrete, I think we're okay because we have wet concrete. Water's free, rubber's not. And by free, I mean using rubber would take away from our actual bus if we used rubber. Whereas water, I can just make out of nowhere. Speed is 52.5 per minute, which is... This is better even than steel rods. And steel is actually... So steel rod is fine, but steel is kind of hard to make. Aluminum I can make in my enclosed system, which is like perfect. So, damn, I honestly feel like... the one problem is I think aluminum is only on the... I'm pretty sure aluminum is made on the bus. It's not made before... Yeah, because we have aluminum scrap right here. Cool. Okay. I grade you an F. Sorry, better luck next time. I figured you'd grade me an H for horse. We're going to take aluminum rod. 3 more decisions. I feel like I probably will end up... rescanning on this one, although I think basic iron ingot could be really useful. I just think with our current system, it's easier to just go get extra iron mines rather than and train it in rather than find places you can combine your iron and your limestone to make more. I'm gonna rescan. Packaged fuel I don't need. Molded beam. Is this just faster but fucking worse? 4 to 1? No, 24 to 9 is like 2.5 to 1. So it's better. Takes concrete. That is probably very useful. These intermediate products like steel beams and steel pipes are really... The alternate recipes I think have ended up being good. We'll take molded beam here. No, today you don't even deserve horse. Horse is the best grade. Damn. Hi, Bobby. How's it going? Heat fused frames. This one seems complex. Making fused modular frames, though, is not even all that easy either. All clad casing. Add copper, make your aluminum go further. 20 to 15 is 4 to 3. Rather than 3 to 2. Made it twice the rate, though. But you have to add copper. That's worth it. I'm going to rescan both of these. Silicon circuit board. Silica and copper sheet to make 12.5 per minute. We literally are having a problem where we are... What the fuck is this? Dissolved silica? We're taking this out of a pure curiosity standpoint. Because maybe it can be used for something. I didn't mean to eat that. Actually, I don't know if I should take it. It sounds like it can be used, the silica can be extracted from the water to complete the refinement process. That one seems dog shit, actually. So it's probably just a way to dissolve silica in water and then take the silica out of the water and make silica again. We'll take silicon circuit board. Then, automated speed wiring. This makes the stators go twice as far, but it makes you make a high-speed connector. That's as good. Oh, it's good. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, Bobby. I'm doing good. Sorry, my brain is in the clouds right now trying to figure out what to do about these alternate recipes. Is Spoiler Chat going to grade me on this, or are they busy? I don't know if you guys are grading or no. No pressure. Heavy flexible frame. Bro, it's chill. I've only ever understood 0.4% of this game. That's great. I feel great, and I've understood 2% of the game. Oh boy, we're gonna rescan this one. I think that might have been really good. Oh, encased plutonium cell plus a pressure conversion cube makes a plutonium fuel rod. As opposed, all the other shit. Wait, but I think I liked the other shit better. Plastic smart plating. So smart plating. So instead of, so this is you add plastic to make your iron go further. Add plastic to make your iron go further. Well, that's probably good. Let's take it. Why would we miss the chance to grade you? All right, Spoiler Chat, feel free to give me your grade when it's time to, whenever you come to a consensus. I feel good about the one that I got there. I didn't get anything that affects our problem over here. I understand precisely 0% of this game. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Looking while cooking. Don't worry, I'm judging. Okay. I think the first thing we should make is stators, because our current thing over here is just dog shit. Do we accept the stator, the resources from the belt? Or do we build them our own? I think we probably just build our own. I think the benefit here is... Or sorry, I think we use what exists. I think the benefit here is that we don't have to refit a new design into the same space. Let's just go ahead and tear this shit down. Let me check the output real quick. If I build stators, they go here, here. Some of them come back and pour into this machine, which is making motors, making automated wiring, which we have gone and put on the we've put that on the bus. So I don't even know if this technically has any. Hi, Lumella. I need to get back into Satisfactory. I took a break before reaching this point. Now I'm deep into BT3 with the little restart-itis. Don't worry, Ryan, we're still judging. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It'll be fun. Won't be the first time I've gotten a bad grade. Okay, let's just tear this shit out. Challenge mode of this game, you have to walk everywhere you go. Challenge impossible. You can play the game, but you can't jump around like a crazy person. Okay, now that I've done that mental math, what do you guys want to talk about? So I pray to God something more normal than we talked about earlier. Jury's reached a verdict, I think. Hit me. I can accept it. Spiller chat is settled on a C. I would add see me after class. I've never gotten an A yet. I don't even think I've gotten a B. Maybe I got a low B. That's fine. I can accept that. I honestly thought when I was making the decisions, I was like, think less about like what you need, like what is the right call overall, and think more about just like what could you use right now. So I think part of it for me is I was like, I could use some of these things right now, or I couldn't ever use this. Like the plutonium thing, I was like, I think it would just kind of make sense for what I'm working on right now. If I recall, the B was when you smashed like 15 choices at once. You had some big wins and some huge misses. So I did get a B. A low B? Yeah, okay. Hell yeah. I have been so tempted over the last week, chat, to play this game in my free time and start a new build on my own. But I don't want to do that until I'm done with this build. I really, really, really don't want to restart this game just for the sake of getting to redo it on my own time, because I think it would take away from my energy to play it like on stream. Ryan, I appreciate your commitment to the bit with the hat and vest. I got you. OSHA needs me to be in this hat and vest. Also, the few times I've streamed without the vest, people are like really upset. When I streamed without a camera for a while, they were also pretty upset. They didn't get to see the hat or the vest. I was like, wow, thanks. I feel honored. Okay, so apparently we fed this in over here. So this is steel pipe. We'll call it 2, but we'll change all of this later. I'm just copper wire. Personally, I found that very peaceful if only the microphone was also off. Harley, can you imagine how fucking bored you would be if I didn't have the microphone on or the camera on? I'm not saying the camera adds anything, but the microphone, holy shit. Were people upset about the no cam? I don't think people were like upset generally, but I don't think general people were upset, but I remember a couple people were like, first off, a couple people were very happy. A couple people were like, I am certainly not here to see your face. I'm here to see the gameplay. And a couple people were like, oh man, I missed the fix-it helmet or this part. Some people were like, I could see a lot more of the screen without you there and without fucking chat there. There's some games where I've enjoyed a no commentary, no camera playthrough kind of ASMR background thing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. My thought, though, is if you watched the first, like, 30 seconds of this playthrough and didn't immediately turn it off, you probably want my microphone on for the rest of the playthrough. Okay, so we're here to make stators. Stators are currently made, and we're going to need to make this, like, in a big way. In a big way. Made in assemblers at 5 per minute. Now here's the question. Not that. Right now, how does our copper wire look? Ouch. I think I could probably just hook up to the copper wire from the game. Oh. Right here. I don't think it's getting used in a ton of places. If this goes badly, I could always make copper wire on my own. Hi, Artifice. How's it going? I did find it a little more boring without the cam to see your reactions, TBH. So we need assemblers. We're going to build as many as we can, basically. Oh. I really like that you try different stuff so I have variety without having to search hard. You mean for like for games and stuff, like on stream? Yeah, I like having a little bit of variety. Sometimes. I also sometimes get caught in a place where like a game quote unquote takes so long to finish that I'm just kind of caught playing a lack of variety because I have to, not I have to, but like, you know, this game I've been playing for so long that I'm like, a small part of me is definitely going to be relieved when we eventually beat it and I can get back, like one stream a week, I can get back to being like, I have a free slot to do other stuff with, you know? Of course, I'll also miss the game, but... And I could frankly, like, I could stop at any time if I was interested in stopping. Like, if I hated this, I could just stop. But I don't hate it. I like it. Okay, now that we got the power pulls up, I can actually just hover here. Oh boy. Real quick while I'm sitting here, let me think about anything interesting happening over the weekend or the last couple days that I can talk to you guys about. Big brain, smart time. Sometimes big brain, smart man. Sometimes it's all shenanigans today. You could stop at any time. Yeah, that's what they all say. Unfortunately, we all have to accept that we are actually here to see what cursed thing Ryan says next. Oh, wait, that's too much power. Wait, that's amazing. Can't wait for the moments we can show you people's craziest builds. Yeah, I am interested in that for sure. I think it's possible. So I haven't talked about this today, but okay. So first off, something interesting that's happening in our life. Elle has learned the word up, and that is a major problem for me. Two pretty terrible blows to my parenting in the last 4 or 5 days. Elle now knows the word up, and she knows to spam it when she wants to be picked up. Great for her, picking up new words. Terrible for me, my back, etc. Second off, she has discovered that just because her parents say no does not mean that she has lost her ability to continue doing whatever the hell it is that made her parents say no in the first place. Also a terrible development for me in my parenting life. Yesterday, she's feeding the dogs fucking taco meat directly from her plate, just chucking it on the floor so they can eat it. For the last 6 months, we say no. That has meant that stops. That's a great development. That's huge. Very necessary. Starting yesterday? Nope. Decided I'm not a fan of this. Not a fan of this development. Great day for the dogs. It's true. Her and Hero are in on it together. I'm not actually convinced Hero didn't teach her that. Like, I mean this in a literal way. I mean this literally. I think Hero may have modeled for her that when your parents say no, you don't have to stop. Because Hero's kind of like the king of that. And she's obsessed with Hero and watches everything he does. Anyways, any advice for not losing my goddamn mind as the parent to a toddler is greatly appreciated because we're quickly getting there, apparently. That's a fun development. I hate it when they figure out that you can't actually stop them from doing what they want. Yeah, it's not good. My D&D group is doing a short 2 to 3 shot that after the first session turned out to be a Groundhog Day situation. I'm playing Bugs Bunny. Oh, no. Emma's been so obsessed with our dog lately. She doesn't even consistently say mama or dada, but she now says puppy every single time she sees our dog. Love. Okay, you are going to make... I should have selected you first so that I could then copy and paste the settings immediately, but I didn't. So do I just send the staters out the door and then into the bus, or what should I do with them? I guess is the next question, right? Let's get back on track. One of them anyways. You said first off, before explaining about the UP situation, what was the rest about? Oh my God, thank you for the reminder. Okay, here's an idea I had. Okay, this is what it was. So that's the fun story that I remembered. Is fun in a way that is like harmless. Elle now knows how to say up, which is fun. On the other hand, I don't know when it's going to be, but I was kind of thinking about the possibility of doing a Satisfactory marathon here one day where I go live like much earlier than normal and start at like 8 or 9 a.m. and just play Satisfactory like literally as much of the day as I possibly can. to see how far we could get in like one day, one big push. So that's something that I was thinking about. It's not going to be this weekend because related to that conversation, I don't know that we're going to do a... So I know that community games and book club are both scheduled for this weekend. I don't know that either of them are going to happen, unfortunately. I'm not sure because we have some family stuff that is like kind of popping up. Like, my grandma passed away this morning. Actually, she's okay. Well, she's. Okay, that's the funniest thing I've ever said. So she's not okay because obviously she passed away this morning. What I mean by that is it's okay. She was 98. Like she was... This had been coming for a very long time. I can't believe I said she's okay. Hugs? No, guys. You can do hugs, but please just laugh with me for like 60 seconds. Please, for 60 seconds, let's laugh. For 60, and then we can do the hugs. I'm good. I don't need this. I'm sorry. I really appreciate them. That's very kind of you. But please, for 60 seconds, can we laugh at the fact that I said... Oh, boy, I said... I said she passed away this morning. She's okay. No, that's not what that means. I mean, it's okay. She's been... What I was trying to say is that, like, this has been coming for a very, very long time. She's been in hospice for forever. She's 98. Like, she's been in a nursing home for so long. Like, on Monday I went and I got to say goodbye, you know, all of that stuff. And frankly, like, you know, we had sort of said emotionally goodbye years ago. That's what I meant by all of that. Thank you for the hugs. Thank you for the very kind comments. I really appreciate it. I really I really delivered that news in the kind of funniest way possible on accident. But, long story short, I think it's very possible that the funeral arrangements and stuff happen this weekend. I don't know if they'll be that quick or not. But I don't know about the stream schedule for the rest of the week because that may be happening. So, anyways, that was the... I mean, that was the funniest slip up of all time. That's really unfortunate, but kind of hilarious. You're just very confident she made it to a happy afterlife. Yeah, exactly. She's okay. Okay. We're building stators. They are coming in real slow on this belt, which is kind of... There's like 4 problems at once with this build. Tony clipped it. Yes, thank you for clipping it. I had to. I hated it, but I had to. I don't hate that you clipped it. I'm really glad you clipped it. And I would watch it right now if I didn't think the clip would absolutely crash my computer, because apparently that's what happens with Satisfactory. But thank you for clipping it, and thank you guys for laughing with me when I said that on accident. Oh, boy. Long story short, one thing I would like to do with Satisfactory is I'd like to do a, like, 8-hour, just, like, huge build day and just really sink myself into this problem and go for it. And just have a very chill day where we hang out, where, like, the stream is on for, like, 8 hours. It's not going to happen this weekend. Or this week. But, yeah. The thing that is on my mind. What if we did straight to like there? Straight down? I feel like we should just add this to the... Marathon Factory stream does sound rad. Yeah, I think it would be good for solving some of our... Doing this overhaul in particular, I think would make a lot of sense. So we just built automated wiring. So I think this is all dumb. I don't think I need this right now. I think this right here. I think automated wiring is basically a thing on the bus now. Let's just go ahead and tear this down. So these stators we don't need either. We can just send those on the bus. Can you imagine living in 98 though? Oh man. My grandma had he was like and so 98 is crazy. He was also like wildly capable until she was like 93. She had a stroke at like 93 and she lost a lot of, you know, like her. That's kind of what I mean in that we've been like, her last 5 years has been very, very, very different than everything before that, because she was like at 93 years old, she was still like painting and like hosting people at her house and like hosting family holidays and stuff. I don't know if I want to. Exactly. I also don't know that I want to live to 98. Yeah. I mean, frankly, like, you know, not to get too much into something that may be a little bit of a hard conversation for some people, but like like I went, like I said, I went and saw my grandma yesterday or 2 days ago. And in that, like in seeing her, at no point in the last 5 years has she had a life that she was like enjoying, you know? In a that she was, you know, able to enjoy. I think she may have enjoyed parts of it, but I don't think she was like particularly able to enjoy much of it. And it is just kind of crazy. It's kind of just crazy what advancements in like end of life care have allowed us to do in terms of keeping people alive, and also the like kind of hard situation that puts people in when the person. Sorry, this is all very fresh for me, so I hope, you know, apologies if this upsets anyone, or if this is something that you're not interested in talking about. I know it can be hard for some people. Feel free to skip out on this conversation. But like, the better the end of life care gets in some ways, the like less that person who's being kept alive is often able to enjoy the life that they are being kept alive to live. Oh boy. Which is hard, which is really hard. My great-grandpa lived to 100. He was still driving locally in his 90s. Wow. 102 to 103 is my goal. I want to be able to brag about living in 3 centuries. That's a very specific and lovely goal. My grandma's 102, and I get what you mean. We all obviously all care about her and all, but for a decade now, everyone's had an attitude of any day now. Yeah. Quality of life versus living. Yeah, I mean, it is a question. It's, you know, and I don't like, you know, I think many people who are 98 are very, very happy to have the. It was right. Which one is it? Are very happy to have whatever slice of the pie they have. But I've also had a bunch of people in my life. 19. So it's one to the right of versatile framework. It's tough. I think a lot of time, I don't know. I think that sometimes at the end of people's lives, they're also just like sort of, when they're that old, I think they're also sort of just like hanging in there, because what other options do they have? Oh boy. I just had a lone dinner with my 87-year-old grandma yesterday. She looks so forlorn and lost. It breaks my heart every time, yet I enjoy her stories of the hard times in post-war Germany. Crazy stuff that she hardly talked about before a couple years back. Oh, Sekhmet, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. My great uncle was 100 but was super healthy. My grandma, his sister, lived to 92. Yeah, my grandma, her husband died really young. So her husband died like, I mean, I think I don't even think he was 40. And then she lived like another 50 years, you know? And she buried her son, my stepdad, before, you know, many years before she died. Okay, we have built stators. We're going to go look at steel pipes because our stator question is not really solved until our steel pipe thing is solved. So we're going to go take a look at that. I can't believe, and I also totally do believe that this is the same stream with the earlier topics. I know, right? I just had that same thought. What the fuck are we doing? I'm sorry, and also I'm not sorry, right? Like, on the one hand, I just so can't help who I am. What were the earlier topics? We spent a good portion of earlier today's stream talking about breast milk. Talking about how soft your ice cream should be to enjoy it in a maximum way. And whether or not I would rather drink my pee or somebody else's breast milk. And the answer will surprise you. Clickbait title. So this steel that we're making here in a dog shit way. Quote unquote 20 per minute at 6 machines. 120. That ain't 780, I'll tell you that much. It gets used for some items, but we also have a standing still belt of steel. So I think, let's check this real quick. Steel pipe. Thank you so much for the follow, Hanezi. Probably Hainsey. Hi, Hainsey. Thanks so much for the follow. I think probably what we're looking for here is molded steel pipe on our second skyscraper, built in a foundry at 50 per minute. Probably should put that on the floor below the stators, because we do have steel and we do have concrete and it mostly don't move. However, if we do that, then this steel won't get used in the other factory. However, it does get used somewhere along here. I think it gets used, right? Where does the steel pipe get used? No? Is it not getting used here at all? Maybe not. Okay, if that's the case. Okay. By the way, since you mentioned book club, I just wanted to remind people that there's now a book club forum on Discord. I'd love to not be the only one who sent a message in there. I would send a message if I had read more of the book at this point. Thanks for posting in there, though, Catilla. My grandma died a couple years ago, but she buried her parents. Oh, my God. Carly, are you still here? We ought to have a conversation. I forgot. We were going to do the one thing about book club. Shit, I forgot. My grandma died a couple years ago. She buried her parents, 2 siblings, her husband, and 2 kids. Wow. It's not 24 hours before book club. I haven't read the book yet. I'm here. Yeah, same. Okay. I occasionally microwave my... Wait. Your ice cream for 45 to 60 seconds? I microwave it. We got to go back to ice cream here. So that I have a solid chunk of cold ice cream floating in the middle of hot molten ice cream. I just got the book on Kindle, so I got to lock in. I love that you said lock in that fashion. Time to lock in, by the way. Lock in is exactly right. That is what you should be doing. But I've also only really heard lock in from... This week, I have only heard it from the 12-year-olds I'm coaching cross country. It's a good phrase. Don't get me wrong. I love saying lock in. It's just very funny to me to hear it used in this fashion. Lock in. 12-year-olds right now are all about telling you to lock in, by the way. It's their favorite hobby. Their favorite thing to say is lock in. I hear lock in from Evo constantly. Don't tell Evo I said only the 12-year-old boys on my cross-country team say it. I left for work over an hour ago and ice cream is still the topic. Don't worry. We took some very weird swings in different directions. Oh, boy. Don't you worry. This is actually 3 steel ingot. This is our kind of band-aid to our actual good skyscraper, but this is going to be fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go boom. Yo, what the fuck happened to my conveyor splitter? What the hell? There we go. What the hell? What the helly? Anyway, are you going to do the other book club thing, or did you forget again? Oh, I was saying we should do the other book club thing. We should definitely do the other book club thing. We should chat after stream, Carly, or either after stream or tomorrow or something like that. About potentially getting that in the works for before we're done with this one. This might be horseshoe theory. A whole minute in the microwave to make a kind of sundae does actually sound interesting. What does horseshoe theory mean in this context? I don't know what that means. So what we're doing here is we're going here. Great. We're going here. Up. Okay, so steel ingots are in. These steel ingots are going to be used to make steel fucking pipe. Fucking pipe. Not steel pipe, but steel fucking pipe. Jesus Christ. Horseshoe theory is like a bad idea becomes good as you take it even further from the baseline good idea. Okay. Okay, interesting. Can I ask where the name comes from? So the steel pipe that we want is also concrete, right? So it is concrete for molded. It's done in a foundry. Steel pipe, concrete molded. Yeah. Okay. So foundry. That one's facing the wrong way. Oh no, that one is too. Shit. Also, we're going to learn our lesson. We're going to make molded steel pipe. Grab it with middle mouse button. So at 50 per minute, that's like 300, 600... 400 right there. Something like that. In popular discourse, the horseshoe theory... Interesting. Okay. Two ends of a spectrum sometimes are more similar to each other than the middle, instead of a straight line. Okay, so I've heard of this. So horseshoe theory is like Overton Window's cousin. If I want something warm to go with my ice cream, I'm either using coffee, hot fudge, or a brownie. Llamas, brownie, and ice cream is fucking amazing. Could not agree with you more. I think hot brownie, cold ice cream is one of the greatest improvements you can make to ice cream. It's one of the only improvements you can make to ice cream. Bye, Mars. Thanks for being here. Or a skillet cookie. Skillet cookie is also good. It's also good. It's also good. I think there's something to the... So hear me out. So Tony's sitting here claiming, like a blasphemer, that skillet chocolate chip cookie is better than a brownie in these situations. I'm here to agree with you that skillet cookie and ice cream is very good. However, I do think that the thing you gain from brownie and ice cream is different than the thing you gain from skillet cookie and ice cream. I think one of the big wins of brownie and ice cream that they both get is the hard edge of a piece of brownie or a skillet cookie and the soft center. So you have a spectrum of hard to soft. That's both of them get that. You also get the warmth of a hot brownie or a hot skillet cookie and the coldness of the ice cream together. It's magic. Brownies have too much chocolate sometimes. Cookie is tastier. See, this is where we disagree. The main victory of the brownie over the cookie is vanilla ice cream, chocolate brownie is a lethal 1-2 combo in terms of taste. The cream of vanilla ice cream perfectly tones down the too chocolatiness of the chocolate brownie. The chocolate of the brownie perfectly ramps up the boringness of the vanilla ice cream. It's a match. It's like a match made in heaven. I think it's the definition of those two words. Now that's just a taste thing. But to me, with a skillet cookie, what you get is you get like a confounding variable, which is that cookies are great in and of themselves. Cookies and ice cream to me are not like plain cookie, not the chocolate of the chocolate chip cookie or whatever, but the cookie part of the cookie and ice cream are not particularly complimentary to me. They're fine. When I choose desserts, I like non-chocolatey things more. Yeah. Like brookies. Now, what's a brookie? Add a bit of espresso in that brownie. I will say, coffee and ice cream, very good. Very good. But I do think the thing about about brownies and ice cream together is the flavor is the key. I think the other stuff is great. The hard soft, the warm cold, that's all great. God, you guys are making me fucking hungry again. God damn it. I'd murder an affogato right now. I'm calling the police. What's an affogato, chat? Avogadro's number? That thing I studied in chemistry? An espresso poured over vanilla ice cream. So, can I be honest with you guys right now? As if the problem of this stream is that I was not honest enough. You know? As if the problem of this stream is that I held back some opinions. You know? What's that? No! What is that? What is that? What is that? 18 minutes for power? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Okay, we gotta... oh, boy. Everybody freaking pause. I know I don't remember what I was about to say. Everybody pause. I'm about to lose power. This is an enormous problem. This is an enormous problem. We have to immediately go check on a uranium fuel rod situation. And then we have to check on our nuclear plants. This is fucking bad. That was the scariest noise in this game. Uranium fuel rods. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You're waiting on electromagnetic rods? Okay, I've got a couple in my inventory. Electromagnetic rods are the problem, not... oh, shit, we should have checked this forever ago. Not the encased uranium cells. Okay. Electromagnetic rods are here. Electro control rods is what they're called. Okay, you're... oh, no, you're based on AI limiters. Oh, no. Oh, that's a problem. Our entire factory is fucked. Our entire factory is fucked. That is not an exaggeration. Where the fuck are the AI limiters? Oh, boy. Now the cascading issues begin. Now we watch what is called a brownout. Now it's brownout time. Is this AI limiters? It is. Why aren't you making more? Go crazy. Go nuts. Go stupid. This is our whole production right here. Oh, fucking boy. We've got one machine fueling our entire power system. We have 22 minutes until it's all over. What can I do? These take 10 to make, right? I mean, we should shut off our particle accelerators, that's for sure. These take 10 to make. Okay. This is a big problem. This is a huge problem. This is a big problem. How quickly can I make the... can I add AI limiters to my factory? Probably. But I don't know that I can do it in 15 minutes. And get it delivered up here to make more nuclear fuel rods to send it to the nuclear pumps. This is so bad. We're going to unplug the particle accelerators because that may buy us around 3,000 megawatts. Or, sorry, about 2,000 megawatts of power. And then... I'll have to remember to come back and plug them in another time. They're not running anyways, but it's okay. I think they do drain power just sitting there. They maybe do. Oh boy. So we need, how much more power do we need? We're producing 15. We need 18. Fucking yikes. We were already maxed out on one of those machines. I'm so confused about what happened, not gonna lie. I got an alert in the upper left-hand corner of my screen that said one of your power drainage things is one of your things is draining power. So basically, we make an item down here in one machine on the side of our factory that is needed to make all of the fuel in our entire factory, all of our nuclear power plants. And those don't get made fast enough. And because of that, we aren't making fuel for our nuclear power plants. And because of that, we don't have power. We have batteries that are currently covering the gap. Yellow is how much power we're using. Gray is how much power we're making. We're using more than we're making. We have batteries that give us 20 minutes until empty. Meaning at that point, we're completely out of everything. So we need to make AI limiters right now. And we need to make a bunch of them. To do that, we need copper sheets, which is just plain copper, and quick wire, which is Caterium. Caterium is very easy to shove in, so let's just go ahead and do that. We can make quick wire on one floor and then just raise it up to the next one. All the old eggs in one basket trick. We technically have other types of power. So it's not all eggs in one basket, but... And the worst part is this AI limiter problem has been a problem for forever. So we should have known that the AI limiter problem would eventually come back to bite us in the ass. So this is Caterium. Basically, the next 20 minutes just went from us having a bunch of fun conversations about bullshit to Ryan building the fastest he's ever built to try and solve this problem before everything goes wrong. I don't need to worry about making this nice, but I am. Wish me luck. Mods, you want to run a prediction? Okay, so here we need to make Quickwire, and we need to make it quick. The good news about Quickwire is I'm pretty sure it's just Ethereum and an assembler and a constructor, even better. So that just goes there. I think what we will do here is just make a couple. Focus on getting up and running and making it beautiful later. How should I phrase it? Does Ryan's factory heat power? Ooh. Do you hear that sound? That's not good. I would say something like that. I don't know that that's technically the best way to phrase it. I've got a master's degree in creative writing, and that's the best I could do. I guess the, like... Yeah. Thank you, Carly. The other way to phrase it would be like, does my factory shut down from lack of power? But I think that's basically the same thing, so. Too late, it's done. That's what we meant. Thank you, Carly. Too late, it's done. Oh, sevens. Can't wait to see how people predict on this. People believe, right? People believe. Believe, goddammit. Honestly, I am getting a little bit faster at this, so I think we may have a chance. Okay, that's our quick wire. Make no power. I never connected this. I only voted disbelief for the odds. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, now it's 50-50, Bobby. So how you feel now? How you feeling now? What were we talking about right before this? Remember the good old days when we would just talk about how brownies are delicious? Back before everything went to shit? Avogadro's number. Affogatos. What is an affogato? I'm sorry, I completely missed it. What is an affogato? Remember when you said you love drinking piss? I didn't say it that way. I said something similar, but not exactly. All that good. It's espresso poured over ice cream. That's right. Okay, I remember exactly where we were. Can I be honest with you guys? I don't know that I have ever had or really even know what espresso is. I believe it is like... Let me explain. I believe it is like concentrated caffeine. I think it probably tastes like coffee, but concentrated. But I don't know, Ryan. I don't like. I think I've had drinks that have had espresso in it, but I don't know what it looks like or works like or how it. I don't know that I know what it is. Like if you say pour espresso over coffee or over ice cream, I don't know what that means, really. I'm imagining like a dark liquid, probably, that tastes like coffee. I heard that I missed a wild take while I was swimming. Probably. I don't remember exactly which one it would have been. My best understanding is that it is defined by its brewing method. Small amount of coffee, ground very finely, brewed under high pressure. Okay, that much I get from my understanding is similar from context clues, but I don't. Just coffee squared, okay. But like, what does it taste like? Is it just like? What does it look like, and what does it taste like? Is it just like motor oil coffee, like super thick? That's what I mean by motor oil. Is that the vibe, or is it more strong dark coffee? Sure. I've just never, like, it tastes like coffee. Espresso is the one where you like tamp down the little thing, right? Like you tamp it down before you brew it. I've seen it. I've seen it made on TV. The only thing I'm struggling with is basically imagining putting it on coffee. Just because I don't know that I've ever like held espresso in my hand. I can imagine the taste, I can imagine the look probably, but that's just the full story is I just don't. Anytime anyone uses the word espresso, I nod and agree, and then I'm like, I don't exactly know what that would be like though. You know? That's all I'm trying to say. Ryan, I have an idea. What's that? That's ugly as shit. I don't care if my factor goes out. I can't have it looking like that. Megan and I did just get a new coffee pot because our old one broke. Our new coffee pot does not do espresso. I know that much. But it does have a frother. And I am kind of interested in making something that uses a frother just to see what it works like, you know? I've never used a frother before. Should have an espresso shot right before you start stream. Tell us what you think. Do people drink the shots? This is related to my question, is that I think I need copper sheets for this, not copper ingots. So technically what I should do here is just take... My understanding... Fuck it, I guess I can just take this. We're not going to use that anymore. My understanding with espresso is just that you add it to your drinks. Some take shots of espresso. As a person who can barely finish my lightly caffeinated coffee in the morning, can Ryan get any more anxious? Exactly. Tony, exactly. Truly one of the keys of my life in terms of Fuck, I built this the wrong place. Fuck. Oh, boy. How much time do we got left? What's the time? I don't know. Let me power this shit up. I need to make copper sheet, and I kind of fucked it. That's not right. $15 minutes still? We have time. We have time. We have time. We can do this. Truly, one of the biggest keys for me being less anxious a little bit later in my life is lowering my caffeine intake. I used to just drink coffee too often. Okay. So we're going to have to fucking... Do I tear it down? I don't think I have time to tear it down. You can do decaf espresso. Some people call it heretical. You can go for flavor without caffeine. Why would you though, right? Isn't espresso just like way too strong coffee that you're putting up with for the caffeine benefits? Takes 25 copper sheet per minute. So all we really need is like one machine making a fuck ton of copper sheet. As long as it goes really fast. It does not go really fast. Oh no. Okay, well, never mind. Do we completely break the game in order to make this work? Like, break our factory to make it work? We could. What if we put copper sheet up here? You go in. You do not go in. This is wrong. Oh. Some people have heart conditions but still like coffee. But is the and I'm not saying people shouldn't do this. I'm saying, wouldn't the call for, like, if you wanted coffee, right? Oh no, did I put this in the wrong place? If you wanted something that tasted like coffee without the effects of coffee, why would you drink decaf espresso rather than just decaf coffee? Does that make sense? Just because of the, like, because it's a different beverage. Sorry, when I say why, what I'm saying is, what I'm actually saying is, my dumb understanding of espresso was that it was barely a drink, more so an additive. But you're saying people drink it as a drink sometimes. People just drink it as a drink sometimes. That's crazy. That's interesting. Go here and then chuck it over here. So this will be the input. And this will be the output. I do know, I think somebody typed this in chat already, but what's an Americano? Is an Americano just espresso diluted with water, basically? I have had an Americano before. So I guess in a way, I guess I've kind of had espresso. Is that what an Americano is? I think that's correct. That's exactly it? Okay, cool. Yeah, I've had a couple Americanos before. When I was like 19 and traveling abroad and trying to order coffee at like 6 in the morning at a Dutch or a Parisian pastry place. And you walk in and there's a whole menu of shit that don't make no sense to you and you don't speak the language and you go, that has American in the word. So... And then you drink it and it tastes like piss. And I think, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think Americano comes from like occupying soldiers or probably, I don't know that occupying is the right word in this situation. I think it's Allied forces like during World War II or something. Is that not right? Isn't it like Americano basically comes from Allied soldiers during World War II getting like sort of a dog shit drink? The term Americano for this coffee drink refers to its originating during World War II when American soldiers in Italy diluted espresso with hot water to create a drink similar to the drip coffee they were used to back home. The name Cafe Americano literally translates to American coffee. There you go. I'm just saying, Tony, when you're in a coffee shop and you have no idea how to pronounce any of the things on the thing, let alone if they'd be good / you're just like, that says Americano. I can definitely say American with an O on the end of it. That's not above my pay grade. I will say, my Americano experience is that it did not drink like drip coffee, taste like drip coffee. So I guess I got my comeuppance for being an ignorant tourist. But I had barely started drinking coffee, though. So I was like, I don't know what any of these other things are. I barely know that I like coffee. I just started this. I need a merger. That's going the wrong way. Yeah, I need a merger. I did the baker. I'll go there. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Does anybody else just have that stuck in their head constantly, by the way? We have to make AI limiters like it's our day job. And we have to do it in the next 12 minutes. Yikes. Sounds like you don't like coffee, TBH. I really enjoy the ritual of drinking coffee. So I enjoy caffeine and I enjoy making coffee. And in fact, Megan and I worked at a coffee shop. We met at a coffee shop. However, hilariously, we met at a coffee shop that did not make espresso or any espresso-related drinks. You drink a lot of tea, right? No, I do not drink a lot of tea. I drink a little bit of tea. I mostly drink coffee. I drink a coffee every single day. That's the first thing I do every morning. Okay, we're making some copper sheets. Now, these are going downhill, actually, though. These are actually going the wrong way. These are actually going down. Probably down and also up. I don't know if we should make them go up, too. Let's just send them down. Send them down. That's not hooked up. You seem like a tea instead of coffee kind of person. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm just kidding. Chat, am I wrong? I'll take it as a compliment, too, because one of the biggest tea people I know is Hank Green, so I'll take it as a compliment. You there. Go there. Go there. Don't need to be straight. This is ugly. I hated coffee as a kid. I now just realized I only ever got access to bad coffee. Here's the other thing. I will say, in one big way that I do agree with you, Tony, I am not a coffee person in that I care at all about the coffee that I drink. I care about the creamer that I put into my coffee, and I care about the fact that I get some coffee. If I get coffee, things are good. If that coffee has creamer in it, things are good. So I'm absolutely not, like, I didn't know what espresso was, right? Like, I don't know what it tastes like or looks like. I absolutely am not a coffee snob. I definitely do just drink a lot more coffee than tea, though. Oh boy, my power! Did you just keep losing power? We're zooming. 18%. We're down to 7 minutes on the timer. 7 minutes on the timer. This needs to go down immediately. I don't even know how to get it out of here. That will work. That will absolutely fucking work. 7 minutes, and this has to go all the way through. This is so bad, guys. I think this could be a pinky victory. Okay, so where exactly does our AR limiters go? We need the belt for it. Right here? Okay. Oh boy, what are the odds I can track this back? If I fuck this up, then I fuck up my whole factory by putting something on a belt where it's not supposed to go. Is that gonna work? Please tell me that's gonna work. I think that is correct. I think that's some AI limiters going. What happens if it loses power? If it loses power, I have a very, very hard time getting everything back to running again. We should probably just ramp that up as quick as possible. But instead, I'm going to just quickly tear this down. Okay. Can do this. I'm nervous, but I think it's going to be okay. If it's not going to be okay, it's going to be very close. I don't even think I can like hand deliver any power over there or anything. Basically because of the way, Lumella, basically because of the way that this game works, if our power goes, it will be very hard to get it back online. Because you have to like, when power restarts, when you restart the factory and send power to it, everything moves very, like everything kicks off at once, which makes it very hard to power things back up. So that's our quick wire. We don't have enough copper being made. We don't have enough copper sheets being made. Okay. We need to drastically improve this. We have reason today to doubt your definition of okay. That's absolutely 100% correct. That's totally fair. Can't wait for Meg to be like, Ryan, how was stream today? And and for me to be like, well, I said my grandma died this morning, but she's doing okay. Not one of my best moments in terms of like word salad. Chuck a power line down. We need to drastically increase this copper if we want to have any hope making this work. Wait, what? Condolences, my friend? Thanks, Ikilos. Yeah. She was like 98. She was on hospice. It had been sort of time for a while, but and I went on Monday and like said goodbye to her and all that jazz, but it's one of those situations where like of course you're sad, but the family is also very like he's been in pain for a long time and you know it's in a rough spot. It is clipped. It is clipped because I demanded that chat laugh with me about the fact that I said what I said. So I'm glad it's clipped. You have my total blessing on that. I don't think we're going to make it, chat. Just have a bad feeling about this. Oh, how much power do we have? Of course, we're adding machines as we do this. We have 1 minute and 49 seconds of time. There's just no way. We're not going to make it. No. Nothing I'm making right now is even going to make it that far in that minute and 49 seconds or whatever, you know? Dang it. The worst part is when I expanded our uranium fuel rod, in case uranium cells production, I said I need to go check and see on the bus that it is actually being turned into fuel. I'm sure it was for a little bit, but we just never made enough AI limiters to... Okay, so as this gets copper, which is going to be really kind of limited because we're killing our entire copper factory. Make these. We have 4 summer sloops. Doesn't that take more power though? What's the power like? What's it? How bad is it? 52 seconds. 46 seconds. It's about to break. Is there anything I can do in the last second to help here? I mean, I can like disconnect stuff. Should I disconnect stuff? Well, what can I disconnect that won't help? That won't hurt? Everything's up here. Fuck. Thank you, Mona. Thank you. Oh, you're totally good, Lumella. You're totally good. Circuit boost 10%. Wrong button. Oh my god, I'm hitting the wrong button. Shit. Oh, fuse blown. That's not good. We fucked it. It's a pinky victory, by the way. No. That is so rough. Fuck. I think I could probably hand deliver it to maybe make it work. Hand deliver a bunch of power. But a bunch of fuel cells, but I don't know if I turn all of them on at once, maybe that'll work, but I don't know how that works. I don't know. Hell yeah, I tripled my shats. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, that was going to be a big victory. Dang. Okay, I can make more of these, which is good. I don't have very many. All right, chat. Well, we've got basically 30 minutes to try and solve this. Didn't realize the hover pack would still work. That's a great point. I didn't either, actually. Okay. Well, well, well. Oh, you can just shift click. That's actually great. Are You just get rid of some shit in my inventory. So I think we're just going to try and make encased uranium fuel rods and hand carry them over there, basically, and see what we can do. I don't know if that's a good choice, but... Oh, why am I trashing stuff when I could just chuck it in here? I always forget about this. How many coupons do we have? Oh, I don't have any coupons if I don't have power. Fuck! Why are you holding a frosted starfish? Oh, that's my bacon. It's my bacon flower. It's a flower that grows here that, speaking of coffee, tastes like bacon. Fun fact today, we got a picture of a newborn galaxy, only 1,300 light years away. The drones still work? Maybe? No power. 4 uranium fuel rods. I'm about to explode from this uranium fuel rod stuff, but we're going to go... see if we can't deliver 4 uranium fuel rods and get this to work. Bye, Dubert. Thanks for being here. So we got the light from a newborn galaxy, 1,300 light years away. That means the light has been traveling since Charlemagne was roaming the Earth. It was newborn. Now it's basically still newborn because the time scale is large, but that's dope. Look over at our little second skyscraper. I really like the idea of having a second skyscraper. I think that's going to be really nice. I don't think this is going to work, but I don't know how to make it work. One problem with my huge vertical bus is that everything is basically on the same electrical power grid. I can't, like, disconnect stuff to make it a little easier. So I don't know what to do on that front. Does this machine work right here? It does. Damn, power out. I think we got relatively close to helping too. I think we were probably about 10 minutes away from hopefully helping make enough fuel rods to make this worth it. So you have no fuel. Let's go ahead and put 1 fuel in here. Currently idle. You're not burning it right now, right? Because the fuse is off. Oh, you've got fuel rods, and you've got tons of fuel rods because of the way we built this. Okay, so how do we do this? So I think... Oh, no, that's not right. Okay. I'm going to need you guys up and running. And I think we just have to introduce basically parts of the factory at a time. So let's get fuel rods in all of our nuclear power producers. I think that 5 of these is enough to make this work. Okay, so you already have fuel because of that thing. Shit, okay. Bye, Cassie. Thanks for being here. We're going to get off here in a couple minutes, too, honestly. Hey, Ryan, I'm currently watching your Bloodborne playthrough. The amount of times you had to remind chat to not backseat inspired me to write a song you can sing to remind people. It's to the tune of My Country, 'Tis of Thee. Would you like to hear it? Absolutely, I would. My country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. That one? Something, something, something. Something, something, something. Okay. How much are we going to produce if we get all these turned back on? Do I have to turn each of these flips individually? No. That's God Save the Queen. What? Isn't that My Country 'Tis of Thee? Is God Save the Queen the exact same? We're only producing 10,000 because the other machines... But isn't it 2,500 per one of these? Waste is full. Oh boy, that's part of the problem. Oh boy. That's the real problem. The waste is full. Do I have anything radioactive in my inventory? No. Save game. Save. Load game. Here. Load game. Right, Tama, when you see the need to backseat me, please no spoiling. This game we love so much, just let me miss a bunch. Blind playthroughs are more fun. Ah! I'm gonna die. Let Tama ring. That's amazing. Why are you beeping at me like this? Stop it. Narnian, that's fucking amazing. I love that. Pat, I loaded the wrong save. There we go. That's truly amazing. Hi, Bill Honcho, by the way. Can those power plants melt down? I don't think they can melt down, but they can stop working. Narnian, that's amazing. I love that. We should get some really vocal members of chat to sing it, and then I can just play it every time. That is amazing, truly. Production up to 12,500. Okay. I think we're just doing the background levels of radiation right now, not the I'm holding uranium levels of radiation right now. Okay. With that in mind, let's try hooking it back up and seeing what happens. Wait. Wait, what's happening? Am I pinging? That worked. Fuck. Was Alt being pressed? It was not. It must have been bugged on my keyboard. So Alt... Ah! Alt is ping. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Thank you for me. So ping. So Alt is what does that. Okay. So we have a major problem. I think the way to solve it, the next way that makes the most sense, is just to use batteries to get us up to around 3,500 or so here's the problem with this game, in case the power in this game, in case you've never seen it before. We can currently produce 12,500 megawatts of power. However, our max consumption is up in the 30,000. Because of the way power in this game works, I have to produce 30,000 for a brief second to get my whole factory back online. Of course, I could actually just bring it online part by part by part. But I think the way we want to do that is actually just to add a bunch of batteries here. Have them all connected to each other, storing an excess of power. And then maybe that will one of these stores 100 megawatt hours. And we need 30 hours? Wait, what? Wait. We need 30,000? Oh, no. In a way, I'm so happy that you get the full experience. I'm so fucking mad right now. This is so bad. Does that mean I need 300 of these? 30,000 divided by 100 is 300. I don't think they have to be fully charged, but I do think they have to be at least partially charged. And I don't know how they charge. $300 divided by 4 in a row is 75 long. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's megawatt hours, though. So I don't know. Sorry. So it's megawatt hours. So charge rate is 100 megawatts. But I think... Oh, boy. This is going to be a very interesting front seat question. Chat, front seat question. Is the power storage... So is a battery... Does it have the same charge rate as it does discharge rate? Front seat question, yes or no? My guess is the answer is no, and my guess is that that is a huge help to me, but I don't know. Basically, what I'm asking is, if the charge rate is how much it gains... No, they do not have the same. Let's fucking go. So, I wonder if I need 75, or I wonder if I need... Or I wonder if I need 300, or if I actually need a lot less than that. They're all charging, right? They're all charging. Okay. That's good. That's very good. How many can I build? First off, we should probably just build as many as we can build, because any batteries we build now are batteries we don't need to build later, basically. They will still function for us even after this is done later. Problem is, I will eventually run out of stuff in my dimensional depots because our machines aren't running. Missing wire. There you go. There's that. But it is still being added to the dimensional depots. So that's interesting. Okay. So then from here, let's just go ahead and hook everything up. I'm going to put a couple more here for sure. We should all be store charging. Yep. Why does the discharge matter? Because if you can discharge a battery faster than you can charge it, then you could spend 5 seconds storing charge in here and 1 second discharging a greater amount, if that makes sense. So I think megawatt hours. So basically, this battery has a capacity of 100 megawatt hours, which I believe is 100 megawatts for 1 hour. I don't need 100 megawatts for an hour. I need 30,000 megawatts for 20 seconds. So I think the math there is actually way better. I need it to just, if it discharges much greater, I guess let's ask the front seat question. Chat, front seat question. What is the discharge rate of a battery in this game? It's got to be, I don't know that there is one. I think it's basically just like, if there's power in there, it will get drained. That's my guess. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong or right. Meaning all we have to do is saturate this with a little bit of battery, of power, and then turn it all on. Where'd you get your civil engineering degree? Same place I got my creative writing degree, which is probably a mistake. There is no limit, and it should be written somewhere in game. Perfect. There is no limit is perfect for me. Whatever your grid draws. I feel pretty strongly about 69. Have you tried horse? Okay. So I think let's just fucking try it right now. Let's just go for it. Chat, cross your fingers. Why is that fuse blown? Wait. Nope, because that's the whole thing. Okay, let's see if it works. Oh, shit. The draw rate is currently underneath the production rate, which is fantastic. The blue line doesn't matter. Ignore the blue line. That's max consumption. I think we're good. Wait, chat. This is actually not hard at all. The game is easy once you have batteries. Power problems are not a problem once you have batteries. We're consuming less than we're producing now because they're all on board. Of course, that won't happen forever because we're going to need to drop off some fuel rods at these things, but you had batteries before, though? I know, but I never used them in this exact way. So these should be actually still storing, just very slowly. Time until full, 2 hours. We're chilling. Now we have to hope and pray that we make enough fucking nuclear fuel rods, uranium fuel rods. Is that what's being delivered right here? Yep. How many are we going to get? Stop trying to make fetch happen. This is so fetch. Please. What do you mean? Why do you have no fuel rods? What do you mean? Oh boy. Did we actually solve this problem or did I just kick it down the road a little bit? I think we're probably good. But I should go make sure that we are producing enough. This point in the game is almost completely different from where I am. Yeah. I recently just did the first tier. I feel like the thesis of this game is kick it down the road a little bit. Honestly, I think it's kind of the nature of games like this. Like, the problem is sort of a problem of like, you can really only solve one problem at a time, and so you a problem of priorities, right? Really, basically, a problem of priorities. Are we still building the big factory? Don't worry, we're still building the big factory. We are building a little miniature factory next to the big factory, but we're mostly building the big factory. We're only building a small miniature factory so that we can build the big factory bigger. Fix one problem, see what breaks next. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Exactly. Okay, so these things should be working again. That's good. Our one nuclear machine that didn't have a waste output, that also should give us a little bit of help. All right. I'm going to go check on our uranium fuel rods, and then I got to call it a stream. I have a random question about how this game functions in a literal sense. Go for it. I don't know that I'll know the answer. Chad, I'm so excited. I leave for a bachelorette trip tomorrow morning. I've never been where we're going. That's awesome. Where are you going? Hope the large lads aren't too sad about you fucking up their home. I think we're coexisting for now until I need more space, and then we will not be coexisting. But these are currently constructing, which is about all you can ask, really. Currently constructing, 0.4 a minute. Lake of the Ozarks. Yo, I actually know somebody who's going to Lake of the Ozarks this week. That's crazy. Maybe you'll see them there. It's only like the biggest place ever. Okay, now we need more machines making it. Okay. So we can't end stream yet because I've actually not solved the problem. Like the entire world constantly in an active state because everything needs to exist to function and correct, or function and connect. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. From a that's an interesting question. Does anybody know? Like, is the entire map always like modeled, or like whatever the correct game design word for that is, computer word for that is? I know in Factorio, I think the answer in Factorio is that every item is constantly, every item is tracked at all times, yeah. So, Melissa says no, it's just numbers. It's just binary, bro. So you start to get lag on Factorio. Eventually when you have too many items and probably too many belts, because belts have to like when an item is inside, so like I know in Factorio, F-word game, if an item is sitting on a belt, that causes a lot of lag issues when you get enough items on belts, because those are moving. The game is constantly recalculating like where it is in space, etc. If an item is inside of a machine, it causes a lot less lag because it doesn't have to be like modeled and calculated where it's moving and all that shit. But I don't know if they have the same problem or whatever in this game. Or what their consideration is. Like, I get lag from blueprinted stuff. Oh, that goes the wrong way. Which is interesting to me. Thanks for the follow, Hippita. We're having an excellent day. Factorio has active threats to your stuff, so they have to track more. This can just be numbers. Belt tracking is probably a thing, though. Wildlife not interacting with the factory here has to simplify things a little bit. You're idle because you picked up 0 items? That seems not right. Are you connected? Yes? Okay. Now we need more stators, more AI limiters, as is the surprise to literally nobody. We're now limited by... It looks like we might now be limited by computers. No, this is supercomputer shit. Yeah, still limited by electromagnetic rods, it looks like. Yeah, I hope we're making these fast enough to keep our whole factory running. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem next time, too. That's charging, though, so that's good. Time until full. It's the right direction. We need to be overproducing because we need to like belt store it so that we can make sure every single machine at our nuclear plant is working. It is kind of amazing when you think about the Factorio like lag problems that they have in that game. And then you look at this game and you're like, "Oh my god, I can see my nuclear plant all the way over there." I'm sure that's just rendering like the large buildings, but like you can see everything. What a game, man. I love this game. The Factorio devblog has some fascinating post about optimization. Highly recommend it for anyone with curiosity and a tech background to parse it. I don't have a tech background. Tactical Fluke, small little Factorio piece of knowledge for you. I was there on one of the first multiplayer Factorio tests. I was one of the players to see if you could break the game by adding like 200 people into Factorio multiplayer. And we did absolutely break the game. I was watching a YouTuber at the time. This was like 2016, 2017. And they were adding multiplayer and determining how it would break the game and testing it. And so some of the devs were like working with this player and they were like, well, we're going to just start a thing on this day and see what happens. So log on to Factorio and join my thing if you want. And I did, and it was very funny. Okay, we still need to make more of those. Did you break the game? We did. We did. And then they optimized multiplayer a lot more after that. And I think Ultima optimized the game a lot more after that too. But I didn't know much about any of that stuff because I don't really understand it. But y'all are waiting on stators. So everything we did today to help overhaul hopefully helped, but also may not have actually moved the needle crazy much on this. Bye, Lumella. Emotional and conversational whiplash. Welcome to stream. Welcome to stream. I'm so sorry. You're so welcome. Thanks for all of you guys for hanging out and sitting through the emotional and conversational whiplash. We really did do it all today, didn't we? Breast milk, piss, death, espresso. No power? Oh my god, I never hooked this stuff up. Holy shit. Ending on a high note, tomorrow I sign a contract for a new workplace. Yo, congratulations, Oculus. That's huge. That's exciting. Are you doing the same type of work or what's going on? Where concrete comes in. I guess we'll just keep building for a second. Awesome, dude. Congrats on completing the Have Iron Man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Something kind of similar, but also completely new. Ooh. I hope it's exciting work. I hope it's a good fit. Good luck. When do you start? So you sign the contract tomorrow. When do you start? Why do I just keep building? I should just stop. Just log off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Start next Monday. Holy shit. That's awesome. Best of luck. Okay, we'll just leave it right where it is. We're just going to sit right here and pause. Holy crap. All right. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I appreciate you so much. I'll see you when I see you, frankly. I don't know when. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord, but I really don't know. I just checked my phone to see if I had any news for what the schedule would look like this weekend, and I don't. So I'll let you know. Hypothetically, we would do stream on Saturday. But I'm not sure. We'll see. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys very soon. Loved the freak energy today, boss. I got you. I'll bring the freak energy. Bye. See ya! That's the wrong button.